Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Break the Huddle After Dark. I'm your host, Nathan Johnston. Apology for the delays and technical difficulties, but we are live here in Break the Huddle studios. Seems a little quiet tonight. You have one good live and your two co-hosts leave you for vacation. So hopefully they'll be back soon. But tonight it's just going to be me on the call. And with that being said, we're going to jump right into it. Like I said, I did not realize that kickoff was going to happen on the dot at 7. But here we go. The James Madison Dukes on the road against the Louisville Cardinals. And right off the bat, James Madison defense comes out and holds the Louisville offense to a 4-and-out, 4th and 21. Not the best start for Jeff Brom, head coach of the Louisville Tigers, good grief. Louisville Cardinals, excuse me, both 1-0 coming into this game. And as the JMU Dukes hit the field, let's take a look at the offense, starting with the quarterback and Alonzo Barnett III at quarterback, Knight at running back, and then you look at the big boys up front, the meat and potatoes. Simmons at left tackle, Sweezy at left guard, Greenberg at center, right guard Toner, McMurtry at right tackle, Dupree at tight end, and Ellis at wide receiver on that end. And you look at the slot, Scott, he's a number 17. He's a guy that I want to look out for tonight. And then, of course, DeGener, I don't know, I mispronounced that. DeGennaro at the wide receiver. Right off the bat, we got a trick play, and he overthrows him. He overthrows Kyle at the tight end position, number 8. Throws it deep, and I'm trying to get a name on that receiver. But right off the bat, James Madison coming out with some trickery. You see the tight end go out for a trick play, screen pass, and they had it. They had a wide open touchdown there. But that's offensive starters for tonight. Appreciate all of y'all joining as you head into this live. Be sure to subscribe down below. If you're on Twitter, be sure to repost it so we can get it out to more people. And the Louisville defense coming in strong early. 3rd and 10 coming up for James Madison. And it looks like they're going to go hurry up here. Alonzo's a really good dynamic dual threat quarterback. I really like him, really high on him. Looks like they're going to go shotgun formation. They just weren't able to run the ball early, I guess. But this is interesting. Early 3-and-out for Louisville. Now they've got James Madison on the rope. I'm curious to see how this 3rd down plays out. Shotgun formation. You got to think they're going for the 1st down early on. Another tip ball. This offense this offensive line just can't hold up early. Interested to see how that plays out over the rest of the game. Now, I know Louisville's favored in this one by, I believe, 13.5, 12.5. I think the line dropped down from 14.5, but early on, both defenses looking very dominant. And we're going to wait for the punt to come underway as we go into this stadium played in Louisville. The James Madison Dukes on the road. An early test for them in the season to see if they can get anything going. Rugby style punt, Australian style, I should say, into the end zone. It's going to be a touchback, and that's going to bring the Louisville offense back on the field. And since I didn't get a chance to talk about the Louisville offense early on. Let's go ahead and talk about the Louisville starters for tonight, starting with none other than transfer quarterback Miller Moss coming over from USC. This is a big year for Miller Moss as he enters this offense. A very underrated team in Louisville, I would say. All eyes on the Miami Hurricanes, all eyes on Florida State now. But look out for this Louisville Cardinals team. They're a team to reckon with as we get on later into the season. Brown, a very good running back, number one. But this offensive line is loaded. Pounders, number 66 at left tackle. Miller, number 60 at left guard. Then you got Negra at center, number 50. Robinson, number 53 at right guard. Really like his ability. And then Mosa at right tackle. He's going to be able to protect Miller Moss on that right side of the ball. Skinner at tight end. Really like his explosive, dynamic ability to make plays. Biggest guy that I'm looking out for on this, or I should say two guys I'm really looking out for on this offense tonight. Slot wide receiver Lacey, number 5, and Bell on the outside, number 0 wide receiver. Meeks can make some plays as well, but to me, Lacey and Bell are the two guys that I'm looking out for on this offense. And as we're waiting for the game to resume, we're at commercial break right now, live on the air. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below on YouTube. Throw in your comments into the live. I want to hear from you guys tonight. Usually I've got two co-hosts by my side, Rooster's Cocky Picks and Jake the Weatherman, but tonight I'm riding solo. It's what happens when you have a successful live. They seem to just go about their way and take a fancy vacation, but wishing them well this weekend. Hope they're tuning in live. And yeah, we're just waiting on the game to go live again. If you're on Twitter, be sure to repost it. It really helps push out to our audience. Ask questions below as well. Appreciate all the support so far. Also, while we're waiting, we have officially hit 600 subs on YouTube. So that's a huge, huge accomplishment for us. We really appreciate the support so far. If you've got any friends out there, share it with them. Please share it with them. I'm going to make an edit real quick to this Twitter post as we are live. I'm going to try to get some hashtags in there, try to get some more viewership on Twitter as we head into tonight. Obviously, we'll be keeping a close eye on the NFL game as well. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift looking to make their debut in Brazil tonight for the NFL season kickoff. I know a lot of you will be tuning in and out for that game. But as we sit here live, I want to start off with the Louisville Cardinals, and I'm making some edits on Twitter. Like I said, I'm a one-man show tonight, so I appreciate the patience. But Louisville's a heavy favorite coming into this game. James Madison obviously loses their head coach last year to Indiana, leaves them in the dust, but the quarterback stays. Miller Moss, right out of the gate, trying to make a throw to Lacey, just can't get it on the money under pressure. Really surprised that Louisville's offensive line is having some difficulty right out of the gate. And let's go ahead and take a look at this James Madison defense while we got a chance. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Louisville Cardinals. Obviously, on the outside, you got cornerback and number 2, Culp. At the safety position, Thomas, number 7, strong safety. Then you get to the meat and potatoes, Thomas, number 8, right, left outside linebacker. Bush up the middle, number 0. Number 32 makes the tackle. I believe that's going to be, Barksdale on the tackle there. Slot, corner. And looks like I'm going to have to plug in my phone here in a second. So give me 1 minute while I plug in my phone. But let's go over this. Let's go over this defense as well real quick. Like I said, Bush, number 0 at the left end. Lockett Jr., number 90 at right end. He's a guy to look out for. Really explosive guy. Can really put some pressure onto Miller Moss. And then you look at the outside corner. Barksdale obviously just made the tackle, number 32. Rogers, number 1. They're only rushing 4, and they're able to get some pressure. It looks like Miller Moss has a little bit of happy feet right now. Thomas on the tackle there, coming over from the strongest safety position. Really like his ability to get into open space and make the tackle when Miller Moss takes off running. Thomas is going to be one of those guys to look out for tonight. Looks like there was a little bit of hold there. Gets away with a hold. But, yeah, I really like Thomas. to make some defensive plays tonight. Gets another screen throw to Lacey. Lacey picks up around. Gonna wait till they mark it because I didn't really see it that well. Looks like it's gonna be about a second and 5, 2nd and 4. Yeah, they got more than that. About oh wow, I thought they got more than that. I guess it's behind the line of scrimmage. But yeah, they get about 4 yards. So it's gonna be 7 and 6. Coming up for James Madison. Excuse me, coming up for Louisville. I was typing in James Madison on Twitter. Like to see them get the run game early on going. Brown's a good back. I'll have to take a look at this other guy, Watson, number 26, with the carry. Look for the Louisville run game to try to get something going here early. 3rd and down. I wonder what Jeff Brom is going to do. Obviously, Brian Brom, son of Jeff Brom, offensive coordinator for the Louisville Cardinals, working hand in hand, father-son duo. 3rd and 5 for the Louisville Cardinals. This is a big 3rd down. I understand it's early on in the game, but they got to get some stuff going. Thomas. Oh, there's Skinner. Just short of the 1st down. Going to be 4th and short for the Louisville Cardinals. Curious to see if they go here. Curious to see if they go for it here early. Let's see. Good pass and catch to Skinner, but who comes up on the play? 30. I don't think I have him listed. He's a newbie. You know, sometimes they update the roster. All right, here we go. 4th and 1. Let's see what they draw up here. Looks like it's going to be a run play to Watson, and they don't get it. That defensive front. Wow. Weathersby, number 3 on the tackle there. Hendrick comes into that mix as well. Guys, this James Madison defense is not to play with. This is a team that won a lot of football games just a few short years ago. Obviously, they lose their coach, but listen, James Madison they're ready to play tonight. It's a Friday night, and these Friday night games, there's something interesting about them. Every team that's favored by a lot coming into these games always seems to have some trouble. I'm hoping this game stays close the whole night as we tune in here on Break the Huddle. Appreciate everyone joining Break the Huddle After Dark. I'm your host, Nathan Johnston. If you're just joining, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It helps the algorithm push it out. If you're on Twitter, hit that repost button. It helps push it out to other viewers on Twitter/X. I'm going to go ahead while we're on a commercial break again. Try to type in some hashtags. Try to get this viewership up. So give me just a few minutes as we adjust here. Like I said, I'm a one-man show tonight, so I don't have all the help on the back end, but we're making it work. So, we're just going to keep on trucking along. But would love to get everyone else's takes in here as we tune in live to the Louisville Cardinals versus the James Madison Dukes here on Friday night after dark. Be sure to put your comments in there as well. Would love to hear from you guys. Let's switch over to YouTube Live, see if we got any comments. We don't have any comments yet, but we got 3 listeners, so I appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Really helps the channel grow. We're trying to get up to 1,000 subs by the end of this year. We just hit 600 today. Really appreciate all the support. But yeah, early on, defensive game up front. Very, very good defensive game up front. Curious to see how this game plays out as we head later on into the game. Right now, as we take a live look into the box score, Miller Moss, 3 of 4 for 12 yards. Pretty good right there. I'm going to see here. I want to go here. Here we go. Let's see. Alonzo Barnett, 0 for 2. Miller Moss, 12 yards, 3 for 4. So, and the rushing attack is terrible for Louisville. -4 yards to start out the game, 6 carries. James Madison doesn't even have a single carry right now. Interested to see how this plays out. Wish I had some people in the studio here tonight, but all my co-hosts are on vacation. They decided to take it into their own hands, say, hey, you know, we had a successful show last weekend. We're going to just ditch the guy this weekend, but that's okay. Here we are, boots on the ground in Break the Huddle Studios as we begin the third drive the second drive. Look at that. Jeff Brom, quarterbacks drafted. Tyler Shuck, Aiden O'Connell, Brandon Doughty, Mike White. Not the greatest list of quarterbacks, but that's still 5 NFL quarterbacks. That's pretty good, if you ask me. If you're in the live, be sure to comment in the chat. Would love to hear from you. Would love to answer any questions you have, not just about this game, but about any game this weekend. Got a lot of big games coming up, as you can see behind me, the helmets. Iowa State play at 12 p.m. Here we go. New quarterback in. Don't know if this is just a run option quarterback that came in. That's Matthew Sluka. Matthew Sluka enters the game right away. Now, if you remember, this is that bozo that thought he could get $1 million in the portal, leaves UNLV early on in the season last year, and ditches the whole team. Now here he is, backup for James Madison as he comes in for Alonzo. And here they go. Oh, Alonzo, trick play. I don't know what they're doing. 3rd and 6 coming up for James Madison. It seems like they're just trying to get tricky. They got Matthew Sluka in there. Now they're taking him out. They got Barnett in there. Alonzo Barnett in there doing trickery at running back. I don't get it. Early on, 2 trick plays that just totally collapsed. But here we go, 3rd and 6 for the Dukes. Let's see what they can do. It looks like Louisville is bringing the heat, showing 5 on the blitz, 6, excuse me. Here we go, outside run. And they just ate that up. I mean, that was bad. They thought they were going to go opposite side right there. Number 9, Watts on the tackle, just exploding through the line. I mean, that play didn't even have a chance. That offensive line looked so bad. That was brutal. That was ugly. And here we go. 4th and 6. They're going for it, guys. Really surprised at this. Oh, he fumbles. Oh, it's still loose. The big boys up front lay on it, but it won't matter. It's going to be the Louisville Wait. Do we have a flag? We have a flag on the play. This could be a huge break for James Madison. Wow, and it's going to be a 1st down for James Madison. Barnett gets out of one there. Huge break for the James Madison Dukes. Jeff Brom is heated. Absolutely heated. Let's take a look. It looks like it's going to be a defensive hold. And yeah, that's... I don't... Yeah, he grabbed him. I mean, it's a hold. I didn't see it. It wasn't too egregious. But nonetheless, 1st down. Matthew Sluka back in at quarterback. Alonzo on the sideline. I don't see him. It's going to be empty. Quad formation. This is something you don't see very much. And it's a quarterback draw. Good gosh. Maybe I'm just unfamiliar with the James Madison offense. But this is brutal. This is brutal to start the game. Already down. I mean, I believe the head coach, I think I just read his mouth. He just said, "What are you looking at?" And Matthew Sluka said, "I don't know, coach." Second and 11, and they hand the ball off. Oh, big gap up the middle, and they get the first. 11 yards off the middle for Petaway, number 6. And while we got a chance, let's take a look at this Louisville defense coming in hot. Up front, these big boys bring the heat. Lubin at right outside linebacker, number 50. Garrod, number 99, right in. He's going to be an explosive playmaker tonight. Looks like Matthew Sluka, not to change subjects, he's complaining to the coach. This is nothing new to me, guys. Matthew Sluka is a joke. I'm just going to tell you straight up right now. Matthew Sluka is a joke. Nonetheless, they hand it off again, and number 6 comes up on the tackle. Clark, a right inside linebacker for the Louisville Cardinals. As we sit here looking at the defense, let's take a look. Let's start off with the out. What in the world is going on? Second and 7 for the James Madison Dukes. Matthew Sluka comes back in. So it looks like they're just going to do a 2-quarterback system this whole game here. But anyways, let's look at the Louisville defense. Sorry, I get distracted a little bit there. Louisville starts off with Holloway, number 25, outside corner. So at the slot corner, you got Watts, number 9. I already mentioned Lubin and Garrod up front. And then you look at Conga, number 90. He's going to be explosive playmaker up the middle to stop the run. There goes Matthew Sluka slicing and dicing up the middle. Going to come up short. Third down and 2 or 1. He's just complaining nonstop. I don't like the attitude of Sluka right off the bat. He's gonna drive me insane this game. All right, let's keep going with the defense. Bailey, left outside linebacker, number 23. Quinn at number 34, left inside linebacker. Then you look at the safeties. Hutchinson, number 21 at free safety. Strong safety. Evans Jr., number 27. And they get the first. James Madison gets the first. And then Mack on the other side of the ball at corner, number 4. James Madison is starting to have their way here. Let me plug in my phone while I have a second. First and goal for the James Madison Dukes. They run the ball up the middle and get stuffed. Absolutely stuffed. But I will say this, and just right off the bat, they are getting through this defensive line. Lowry, number 44. I don't have him on my list. I'll have to add him next time. But here we go. Second and goal. Matthew Sluka in what seems to be pistol formation. Here we go. Triple option. Slicing and dice. He's trying to get to the outside. He can't get anything. He goes inside and he just gets stuffed up the middle by that big defensive front. Looks like number 90, Conga, gets the tackle. No, excuse me, number 45 again. Lowry. Sluka comes off the field. Alonza comes in for the third and goal for the Dukes. Curious to see how this plays out here. Looks like they're going with a 2-quarterback system this whole game. I don't like that. Rooster often says if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. Here we go. Twin formation on the outside. And looks like it's going to be a timeout for the James Madison Dukes. And while we have this timeout, I'm going to get up and plug in my phone, a.k.a. the camera, so that way it doesn't lose battery. But James Madison having their way up front early on in this game. All right. Should be good to go. All right, and we are back. James Madison takes the field again for a much-needed third and goal right here. I would be willing to bet some good money if they do not get it here, they go for it on 4th. This is a game where you kind of have nothing to lose. Let's see how it pans out. Shotgun formation, same formation. They're going to roll out. Now he's going to roll back. Oh, right to Dupree. Beautiful touchdown play for James Madison. That was drawn up great. Appreciate Texas Pete in the comments. Shout out Texas Pete. Said, quote, "You are a natural at commentating on games." Don't know why he threw in the blue heart there, but it's a beautiful touch. And right off the bat, guys, James Madison drives down the field and gets 6. PAT is up and good. And that takes us to commercial. But wow, interested to see how this 2-quarterback system plays out. If you're playing a more dominant team, I'm not sure if it works, but man, they just drove right down the field. 12.5-point underdog. Keep in mind, the James Madison Dukes on the board first. Wow, what a start for James Madison. I wouldn't say I'm in shock, but guys, I'm kind of in shock right now. I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. I'm really in shock. Just want to remind you guys, if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Help us get to 1,000. We just hit 600 subs today. We really appreciate y'all's support. We wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. And we're just here to have a good time, talk college football. This is Break the Huddle After Dark, live show from Break the Huddle studio. As you can see behind me, I've got the helmets for the games this weekend in front of me, live in Louisville. The Louisville Cardinals take on the James Madison Dukes. Hit that follow button on Twitter if you haven't already. Repost it. Get this video out. That's live out, I should say. Comment in the chat, guys. Let me know what you think about what you're seeing early on. If you have any questions about this game, if you have any questions about my takes on games coming up, be sure to check out the channel as well. We've got previews for Iowa, Iowa State. Big matchup in Ames, Iowa tomorrow at 12 p.m. as the Hawkeyes take on the Cyclones. We've also got preview of Kansas versus Missouri. First time they're facing off since 2012 when the Missouri Tigers entered the SEC. Big time border war. I know those two schools are happy to be going at it tomorrow. And then, of course, we've got a few more previews. We've also got Roosters cocky picks. The best college football bets for this weekend are out live on our YouTube page as well. You can also find it in our Twitter page at @breakthehuddle_. So be sure to check that out as well. But as we sit here in the first quarter, I wouldn't say I'm shocked, but I expected Louisville to come out swinging in week 2 early on in this game. Appreciate the subscription. We're up to 601 now. Appreciate whoever subscribed. Really appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, this is an interesting matchup. I love Friday night matchups because it allows us to get to see some of these smaller, quote unquote, mid-tier Power 4 and Group of 5 teams go at it. Last week we had great matchups between Baylor and Auburn. Auburn looked pretty good. Jackson Arnold, week 1, probably my quarterback of the week, in my opinion. We also had Colorado at home against Georgia Tech come up short. Had some questionable play clock issues with Dion and that coaching staff as Georgia Tech edges out to win that game. Next week, we'll be live again Friday as well, as we've got 2 matchups coming your way next Friday. The biggest one probably being Arizona versus Kansas State. You won't want to miss out. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification so you can stay up to date when we go live on Friday nights and as we post our game previews and predictions and Roosters cocky picks, the number 1 source in college football betting. He's 7-3 on the year. And we are back live from Louisville as the Louisville Cardinals let this ball roll into the end zone. James Madison up early in this one. And I've been surprised. Like, guys, James Madison's bringing the heat. They are bringing the heat early in this game. Really impressed by that defensive front holding Louisville to a short run game. I think they're still in the negative. I'll have to check the box score and update it here. But as it stands, James Madison, man, wow, they came in with a 30% chance to win right now. Let's see where that's at now. It doesn't say. But they didn't have a very good shot at this game. Miller Moss has got to take command for this Louisville offense on 1st and 10 right here. Pistol formation, they're going to hand it off. And guys, it just gets stuffed again. I'm really impressed with this defensive front for the James Madison Dukes. Looks like they're dialing up the blitz. Hendrick is coming up from the safety position, or excuse me, from the linebacker position. A little play action, right? I batted down. Just an outstanding play by Thomas there, the strong safety. Looks like he's going to be the quarterback spy tonight on Miller Moss, but wow. I mean, look at that vertical. Really impressed with this James Madison defense so far. They seem very prepared, very well coached, and Louisville just lackluster, very anemic to start out. Now, it's early. It could change in a matter of 2 plays, but for right now, James Madison bringing the pressure. And it looks like it's going to be a pass interference coming up here on an attempted pass by Miller Moss to number 2. As we take a look at this Louisville offense, I don't have number 2 listed on here, but nonetheless, number 2 on the outside, unless he changed numbers. Who is that? Murray? Yeah, I don't have him on the roster. My apologies, but looks like they saw the blitz coming right there. Miller Moss saw the blitz coming, tried to get it one-on-one outside, and James Madison caught off guard with the early pass interference call. Pistol formation for Louisville again here. Miller Moss, 3 for 5, 12 yards. All right, they pick up 5 in the run game. Gotta like that. Brown, a dynamic running back, in my opinion. Look for Isaiah. Look for, Isaac Brown to make a difference in this one. Colin Lacey has got to get going this drive as well. Number 5 for the Louisville receiving core. They got to get him going. But it looks like they're trying to punch the ball, which is what you expect early on, right? You got to be balanced early on. A big 3rd and 2 coming up here as we draw near to the 2-minute mark in the first quarter. James Madison up 7. If you're just joining us, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Let us know down in the chat what you think about this game so far. If you're a Louisville fan, James Madison fan, I know you'll have some more Friday night matchups coming up later on in the season. We'll talk about the schedules here in a little bit, but early on, James Madison's got the edge. And that's the run game we expect right there, right? Just run it right up the middle, force that James Madison defense to make a tackle, and they just couldn't there. Brown getting into the mix. Looks like we got 2 Browns. Keyshawn Brown, number 22, pick up a 6 right there. Play action pass from Miller Moss down the field, a wide open to the tight end. But wait a minute, we have a flag. Could be a holding coming back for the Louisville Cardinals. Oh, looks like it's going to be a hands to the face on the defense. 1st down. An early mistake for the James Madison Dukes here. Costly penalties. And when you're in a tight game like this, especially when you're the underdog coming into this game, you can't afford to have costly penalties. And that's one of those right there. You can't have it. Obviously, they pick up the 1st anyways, but can't have it. So right now, Miller Moss has gotten the ball to 3 different receivers, and 3 different running backs have ran it so far. And it looks like Lacey's going outside. Look for him one-on-one right here, guys. Oh, Miller Moss wanted that ball. Delay a game. Ooh, can't have it. Can't have it if you're Louisville and that Louisville Cardinals team. Jeff Brom's gotta get the play out quicker. And for a veteran quarterback like Miller Moss, you can't make those kind of mistakes. You just can't. You can't have it. 2 penalties, 14 yards. But look at James Madison, 2 penalties, 30 yards. Guys, what did we see early on in week 1? We saw penalties and costly turnovers. We're seeing that just now on another Friday night. Boom! Oh! Fumble! James Madison gets the ball. Thomas came on a blitz from a strong safety position and makes him pay. Didn't even see it coming. Let's see what happens here. Skinner at the tight end. Is he supposed to chip? No, doesn't even chip, and 53 is one-on-one. That was ugly. That was over from the start. You expect Skinner to chip right there at the line of scrimmage, but Miller Moss never saw that coming. Curious if he's down, but either way, just a huge play for the James Madison Dukes. Holmes with the recovery. I did not see that one coming, guys. So early on, James Madison, guys, what did I just say? What did I just say? Costly penalties and costly turnovers. Right off the bat, James Madison gets a turnover early, up 7. Now they have a chance to go into this first quarter and be up 14 points. Even if they get a field goal here, get ahead early. Here we go, screen pass. Good pickup for the Dukes there. Guys, James Madison's surprising us. 12.5 to 14.5 point underdog going into this game. And right off the bat, costly turnover by Miller Moss. And now James Madison pushing into enemy territory. Alonza back in at quarterback. Matthew Sluka, we haven't seen on this drive so far. Trips formation. One tight end up front. And it looks like they're going to take this to the end of the first quarter. Wow. Great first quarter, if you're asking me. Great first quarter. James Madison. You know, the head coach, I like his moxie. He's a younger guy, energetic, likes to mix it up. We saw a few trick plays early on in that first quarter from James Madison, and we also saw them bring in a 2-quarterback system. Made me scratch my head early, but they've turned it around here. They get a turnover from Miller Moss, excuse me. Thomas comes around the edge from the strong safety position and makes the play. And now they head into the second quarter up 7-0 with a chance to put more points on the board. If Alonzo Barnett plays smart in this game, James Madison's got a really good chance to win this. So here's the stats from the box score as stands through the first quarter. Miller Moss, 4 of 6, 26 yards, and a fumble. Biggest shock to me, guys, Louisville has 1 rushing yard on 11 carries through the first quarter and 26 yards passing. James Madison, early edge in this one with 26 yards rushing and shockingly 1 yard passing. Dupree with the early 3-yard touchdown at the tight end position. Di Gennaro, love that name, Italian name, you know, Nick Di Gennaro. I love that name. Minus 2 yards receiving. And how about that James Madison defense, guys? Jacob Thomas, 1 tackle. Weathersby, 1 tackle. They haven't credited anyone with the forced fumble. I got to think it's going to be Thomas from the strong safety position. They credit Xavier Holmes on the fumble recovery. Shout out Holmes. Both teams, one punt through the first quarter as well. That's going to be a key stat to look out for. I wish they had the penalties. But if you're just joining us live, welcome to Break the Huddle After Dark. I'm your host, Nathan Johnston, as I will be providing in-game commentary, in-game analysis, post-game analysis every Friday night at 7 p.m. We'll be here live in Break the Huddle studio tonight. Empty around me. Kind of quiet tonight. Roosters cocky picks on the road this weekend. Jake the weatherman on the road as well, both on vacation. They'll be back in the studio live next Friday night at 7 p.m. as we've got two major matchups. Colorado goes on the road to take on the Houston Cougars. And then at 9 p.m. next Friday, Kansas State versus Arizona, and a big Big 12 matchup as well. Two Big 12 matchups coming your way next Friday night, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to hit that subscribe button below. Be sure to hit that bell notification so you can get notified when we go live and when we post our game day previews and predictions every single week. We'll be here every single Friday night. And alongside, I'll have Roosters Cocky Picks, the number one source of your college football bets every single weekend. 7-3 so far on the season for Rooster. Shout out Rooster, starting out hot on the season. But guys, Bob Chesney has done a phenomenal job at coaching this James Madison defense early on. Really appreciate all the support. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And here we go. To start the second quarter, James Madison takes the field. 2nd and 1 coming up. There's Scott, guys. There's that slot guy, number 17, I've been telling you about. Look out for him. Not the tallest guy, but man, is he speedy. And it's going to be a close spot for the Dukes. Louisville thinks they've made the stop, but it looks like they're giving James Madison the first. Knight on the carry, number 3. Looks like both teams are going to try to get this run game going on early. Curious to see how that plays out over the span of this game. If you're just tuning in, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that repost button if you're on Twitter, as we are here live from Break the Huddle studio. Knight gets a little wheel route going early on for the James Madison Dukes. Second and 3 coming up for the James Madison Dukes. Alonzo in shotgun formation. Looks like they're going pass. Knight's getting the receiving yards. He's one-on-one with the linebacker, number 11, who makes the tackle. Here comes Matthew Sluka. Now, remember, guys, I was explaining in the first quarter, Matthew Sluka transferred in from UNLV, thought he was a hot shot, thought he could get $1 million, and boy, was he wrong. He got humbled. He got served a piece of humble pie real quick, and here he comes in as the backup for James Madison. There they go, number 6 to the outside. Good play. They're really trying to get the ball outside of the tackle here early on, because I think they do have the advantage. I think they are a little bit more speedy on the outside than they are going up the middle in that big defensive front for the Louisville Cardinals. Trying to get updated on tackles for this broadcast, but they're not posting anything. So bear with me as I try to get some more stats for you guys coming in here. And like I said, oh, helmet gets taken off. Guys, what did I just say? Get the ball outside of the tackle box. You're not going to beat this team up front. You're just not. They're bigger, they're more physical, and it showed right there. Big 3rd and 4 coming up. Louisville fans on their feet. Second quarter underway here in Louisville, Kentucky, as the Louisville Cardinals take on the James Madison Dukes. Looks like an audible coming up here for both teams. Play clock running down. 1 second. Can they get it off? They get it off. And, oh! Miscommunication between Alonzo and Knight. And it just gets stuffed. I don't know what was going on there, but obviously some big miscommunication there for the James Madison Dukes. And it looks like they're keeping their offense on the field here for a short 4th and 3. Seems like early on they don't really trust their defense to make plays, even though, well, excuse me, let me reword that. Let me rewind. They do trust their defense, so they are going for it on 4th. Here we go. DeGennaro in slot in the motion. Knight goes out. Oh! Almost intercepted by that Louisville secondary. Mack coming up with the play at corner. And they force a 4 and out for James Madison. 2 back-to-back plays for the James Madison offense, which to me just seemed a little confusing. I wonder, this new helmet system in college football is quite interesting. And I believe this is the second year with it, but a lot of these guys are used to that up tempo outside of the helmet play. And I'm curious to see play calling, and I'm curious to see how that plays an effect on the road too. I wonder if it's hard to hear within that helmet. If you're just joining us live, be sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We just reached 600 subs. Really appreciate it. We're on the road to 1,000. We need to get to 1,000, guys. Any way we can get there, help us out. Share it with your friends who are college football fans. Subscribe yourself. Share it with your parents. Share it with your uncles. Share it with your cousins. Share it with your aunts. Maybe some of your aunts are big college football fans. Share it with your grandma. Okay? Share it with your grandma. Get the word out. Help us get to 1,000 as we make our way here live from Break the Huddle studio at Break the Huddle After Dark. Hashtag BTH After Dark is going to be the hashtag we're rolling with here forward. Might take some time to get some momentum, but we'll get there. We'll get there. If you're on Twitter, hit that like button, hit that retweet button. Please help us get more engagement. Help us get the word out. I'm really impressed with James Madison early on. I cannot say enough about this James Madison defense. And obviously they trust him, right? They trust him to get the job done. Don't know why they're not updating the stats for the defense for Louisville. I'm going to have to switch to a different site and see if I can get some better analytics, because I won't say where I'm at, but that one just wasn't doing it. Here we go. This is a better. Yeah, this is better. So, guys, Louisville holds James Madison to a 4 and out. Looked like some miscommunication early on for the quarterback and the offensive coordinator of the James Madison Dukes. Alonzo Barnett looked good in the first quarter. Second quarter off to a shaky start. I wonder if that Louisville defense is starting to settle in now and take over the game. Costly turnover from Miller Moss. Never saw the guy coming, but they were able to hold their own. And as we see in the crowd, I'm going to try to do it the right way. L's up, guys. L's up for Louisville. We'll see. Maybe we can do it. A J's up. J's up for James Madison. Does that seem right? Here we go. Louisville gets a carry up the middle. Brown. There's Isaac Brown again, guys. Telling you, look out for him. If he breaks through that defensive front and gets one-on-one with a safety, look out. That's all I got to say. Look out. Appreciate everyone tuning in tonight as we are live here in Break the Huddle studio for our second ever episode of Break the Huddle After Dark. We'll be live every Friday night at 7 p.m. Oh, Culp coming up. Read it in cover 2 and almost comes up with the interception on the hitch route. He saw that coming the whole way. He had his eyes on the end zone. You got to come up with that play early on. Culp comes up with a huge defensive stop there. Would have been even bigger if he could have picked it, because that would have been a pick 6. Early on, though, Miller Moss, very, very bad. I mean, he's thrown a few throws where it's just made me scratch my head here. Here we go. Edge blitz. And they get a comeback route to Bell for the first down. Like I said, I told y'all to watch out for this Bell guy as well. He's a speedster. And looks like Miller Moss. Also, I just want to say this too. I'm seeing this early on. The pocket's breaking down very fast on Miller Moss. I mean, look at that. Plays in opponent territory so far. James Madison, 18-2. This is a Power 4 ACC team, guys, with a very, very dynamic offense, in my opinion. Miller Moss in shotgun formation, throwing it deep and just don't know what he was doing. Brown comes up on the play there at corner. Tried the double move and it just didn't work. Brown's a good safety, guys. Brown is really doing a good job so far. I mean, these Louisville fans are pissed. I understand they're looking for a pass interference there, but guys, that's not a pass interference. We don't need a rules expert, a former ref, to tell me what I just saw. That wasn't pass interference. The ball, look at that. Big boy comes up. Bush, defensive tackle. What did I tell you guys? I told you to look out for that Bush guy early on in this game, and he just sheds the block. He reads the screen and just bam, destroys Isaac Brown. Wow. 3rd and 15 coming up for the Louisville Cardinals. You hate to be behind the sticks early on, but that's where Louisville's at right now, guys. 3rd and 15. James Madison already has 2 sacks on the night, and they're going to run a screen play to Brown, and it gets good yardage, but still short of the first down. Excuse me. Really disappointed in that that offensive line for Louisville thus far. Really surprised and impressed with the James Madison Dukes up front. Bush comes in after 1 play of rest. Listen, when you're that big, you got to get some rest, and he got it. So here we go, 4th and 3 for the Louisville Cardinals. I formation. Play action pass. Wide open Skinner. There goes Skinner down the field with a pickup of 25 yards. But wait, there's a flag. Could it be coming back? Looks like it's going to be defensive holding, maybe. Yep, defensive holding. Looks like they had 3 guys just tangled up in the backfield, or in the secondary, as they try to contain that play action. Skinner just wide open on the crossing route. Makes the James Madison Dukes pay in the second quarter with a huge pickup of 25. And here goes Louisville, guys. First time they're getting on that side of the field into enemy territory from the 20. Miller Moss, read option. And it looks like we're going to have a hold on Meeks here. Looks like this play is going to be coming back to start a 1st and 20. As, yeah, Meeks just couldn't, for some reason. Let's see what the call is. Looks like I'm pretty sure it's going to be a hold on the offense. No hold. They waved the flag. Wow. Lucky break for Louisville there. Could have been behind the sticks again early on, but here they are with a 2nd and 6. Good gosh, look how big Bush is. Just a massive, massive human being. Insane. I want to look up his weight real quick. How big is... I'll look it up in a little bit. He's got to be pushing 310 pounds. Gotta be. Also, I need to get this hat tightened. By the way, too, guys, if you want Break the Huddle merch, we've got hats and t-shirts. So be sure to put in the chat if you want one. I can send you the link. We haven't released a full line of merchandise yet, but it's coming real soon. Once we hit 1,000 subs, we're going to release the merchandise. Delay a game on, I think, James Madison. Appreciate the sub, by the way. We're up to 602 now. If you haven't subbed already, hit that subscribe button down below. Yeah, delay a game by James Madison defense as they made the offensive line twitch. And look at that. Just right up the middle for Watson. Louisville starting to have their way up front. And this is what I expected early on. Now they're going tempo. They're going to try to get into the end zone real quick here. And not sure what the flag is here. Let's wait and see what they do. Here we go. Here's the call. Encroachment on the defense. So another mistake for James Madison. They've had 2 costly penalties on this drive so far. Do they have the penalties on here? I'm looking at the stats. I usually have my 2 right-hand men, Jake the Weatherman and Rooster. But tonight, I'm on my own, so I'm looking at the stats as we go. Stuffed up front. Watson, they try to run it up the middle, and nothing going for the Cardinals there. Big stop from this James Madison defensive line. Brings up 2nd and goal for the Louisville Cardinals. James Madison up early in this one, 7-0 if you're just tuning in. Been kind of rough play for both of these teams early on. Been kind of backyard football-ish, if I might say. But here we go. Handoff again. And right at the ball. Huge hit. Huge hit from West coming up on the play. Look at West. Left outside, left end. Watch him. Bam. No hesitation. That's what you want to see from a dynamic football player. 3rd and goal coming up for the Louisville Cardinals. And guys, I'm telling you right now, if they can't punch this one in, it's going to be a huge momentum swing for the James Madison Dukes as they've got 5 tackles for loss in this game. Here we go. They're rolling out. Lacey on the outside. And, oh! Bell couldn't hold on to the ball and just gets lit up. And he is pissed. Curious to see if they check here for targeting. Look at this hit. Up in the air. Bam! No, that's a clean hit. But Thomas with the strong safety position just comes up and knocks that ball out. I mean, that's 100% on Bell. Thomas with a great play. He's been making plays all night. The strip fumble. Now the strip. Oh, here we go. 22-yard field goal. The kick is on the way. Oh, I thought he missed it. So with 5:21 to go in the second quarter, James Madison still has the lead. Holds Louisville to a field goal. 7-3. Dukes. Guys, we're on a commercial break now. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. If you're on Twitter, be sure to hit that like button and that retweet button. Helps us push out our engagement as we're on the road to 1,000 subs on YouTube. We're at 602. We hit 600 today. Really appreciate all the love and support that we've gotten thus far. But guys, early on, interesting matchup here between the Louisville Cardinals and the James Madison Dukes. As I've got Twitter running up here, YouTube running up here. I'm looking at the chat box. Be sure to throw in a comment here, guys, if you have any questions or thoughts on this game or on the games coming up this weekend. You can see behind me, got some really good games coming up tomorrow, starting at 12 p.m. Eastern time. Iowa heads to Ames, Iowa to take on the Iowa State Cyclones. We've got a preview and prediction for you on our channel. Be sure to go check us out on YouTube and on Twitter at @BreakTheHuddle_. Behind me, obviously, the game of the week. Everyone's looking forward to that matchup. Bryce Underwood's first road test for the Michigan Wolverines. He said to the media before the season started, quote, "You ain't ever seen a freshman like me." Well, we're about to find out tomorrow night in Norman, Oklahoma, as the Michigan Wolverines head in to take on the Oklahoma Sooners, a 15-18 matchup. We've got a preview and prediction for you in our YouTube video section. Be sure to go check that out before tomorrow night's game. And then obviously, didn't have the helmets for some of the other games. I understand Oregon favored by a lot against the Oklahoma State Cowboys, but a great Big 12 versus Big 10 matchup there as well. Appreciate everyone joining tonight. I know it's Friday night. I know we've got Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce on YouTube as the NFL kicks off tonight. Even though it kicked off last night, tonight's another kickoff in Brazil as the Chiefs take on the Chargers. Patrick Mahomes versus Justin Herbert. Excuse me. Almost mispronounced that name. We'll be keeping an eye on that game as well. But main feed will be James Madison versus Louisville. 5:21 left in the second quarter as the Louisville Cardinals kick off here to the James Madison Dukes. I think James Madison's got to have a big drive here. They got to come away with a field goal. Because if they let Louisville 3 and out, if Louisville holds James Madison to a 3 and out here, and they go down the field and score a touchdown, or kick a field goal, not good for James Madison being the underdog in this one. So curious to see how that plays out. Here we go. Boy, I can't wait till halftime. When halftime gets here, we'll be taking a 10-minute break. But don't go anywhere because we'll be back to give you live in-game commentary and post-game analysis following this game and giving you some insight in tomorrow's kickoff for college football week 2, Saturday. I hate TV commercials, guys. I got to be real with you. These TV commercials after kickoff are a joke. It's all a money grab. I get it. But here at Break the Huddle, we're commercial free. New follower, dig the unscripted balls to the walls. Let's go vibe to the show. Appreciate you, Riddler. Appreciate the commentary. Shout out Riddler, a new follower, new subscriber on YouTube. Yeah, like he said, we are balls to the walls. We just call it as it is. And I know tonight it's just me. Usually we've got a full house in here. I've got Rooster's cocky picks. He'll be joining us live in 4 weeks. So next week it'll be me and Jake with the weatherman. Tonight it's just me. But really appreciate the support. We'll be live every Friday night for Friday night kickoff. Next week we've got 2 Big 12 matchups for you guys as the Colorado Buffs head to Houston to take on the Houston Cougars. And then we've also got Arizona versus Kansas State and what I believe is going to be one of the best Big 12 matchups of the year thus far. So stay tuned and be sure to hit that bell notification so you're notified when we go live every Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. But as we sit here on a commercial break, appreciate all the support. We hit 600 today, looking to get to 1,000 by the end of this year, hopefully sooner with you guys' help. We're up to 602 now. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. Best way to watch Friday nights, guys, is to tune in on YouTube or Twitter and hit that mute button on your TV and turn us on your phone as we provide in-game commentary. We're better than those ESPN guys. No disrespect to them, but the reality is, guys, they're very, very scripted. And here at Break the Huddle, we want to bring you into the living room of Break the Huddle studio and onto the field as we provide the best in-game analysis and commentary every Friday night. That's the goal of the show. Riddler summed it up beautifully. I couldn't have said it any better. Shout out Riddler. Share it with your friends, man. Really appreciate the support. Like I said, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Once we get to 1,000 subs, we can really boost up the content here at Break the Huddle. So your support goes a long way. We really appreciate you. Also, like I mentioned before, if you have any questions or thoughts on this game between the Louisville Cardinals and the James Madison Dukes, or if you have any comments or questions regarding the college football slate this weekend, hit me up in the chat on YouTube, on Twitter. I'll be sure to read them. Super chats will get read first. You can donate to the show, hit the money sign, and you can type in a super chat as you can ask your question and support this channel all at the same time. It's a beautiful thing. Here we go, back on the field, 5:10 to go. James Madison tries to run it up the middle and just gets absolutely stuffed. Guys, I mentioned early on, this is going to be a long night for this offensive front. I mean, look at that. 6'4", 300 pounds from Ottawa, Canada. I bet he's got triple A. Just a little bit of a joke there, guys. Trying to lighten the mood. But on a serious note, this is going to be a big game for James Madison. If they can come out with a win on the road here, that shakes up the whole landscape of the ACC. Alonzo back to pass, passes it off. Oh, good gosh. Helmet to helmet for Knight. Good night. That was a pun intended. Evans comes up from the safety position and just rocks his world. An undersized guy, but man, can he bring the thunder. And here we go, guys. Like I said, James Madison cannot afford to give Louisville the ball back with 4 minutes to go in this game. 3rd and 7 for James Madison. Empty. Twin formation on both sides. Slant route. And going to be close. Going to be really close. Sanchez on the catch. Haven't heard his name all night. Slot receiver. 4th and 1 for James Madison. You got to think they're going for it here, guys. You got to think they're going for it. 3 minutes to go in the half. This is a big 4th down. The crowd is on their feet in Louisville, Kentucky, cheering on the Cardinals. Here we go. 4th and 1. Hurry up. And nope, looks like they're just going to try to hard count him. Timeout for James Madison as the clock expires. And Louisville gets the stop that they needed. Oh, that coach is pissed. Oh, he is fired up. I need to get a copy of the James Madison coaching staff because that is my apologies. I want to talk about the coaching staff here in a minute when we get into the second half. Like I said before, guys, if you're viewing right now, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. If you're on Twitter, hit that follow button, hit that repost button, hit that like button, share it with your friends, share it with your family. Heck, share it with your grandma. Get the word out. Break the Huddle is on the move. We're on the road to 1,000 subs. And we really appreciate everyone tuning in here tonight. Friday night, Break the Huddle after dark. Win. Looks like he was over the line. All he had to do was snap the ball. They were going to get a penalty. Really surprised. So here we go, guys. 4th and 1. And they're going for it. Wow. Matthew Sluka, it's going to be a designed run. Not sure if I'm keen on this one. And he picks it up. He picks it up. So, guys, right off the bat, right, Matthew Sluka coming over from UNLV, thought he was the hot shot, thought he was just, the best quarterback in the group of 5. And he got a piece of humble pie real quick last year. I don't know who was in his corner. Someone said he was worthy of getting $1 million. And as I fix my mic here, my apologies. I don't have a crew, so it's just me. But looks like an offensive lineman down on the ground for James Madison. But Matthew Stuka, when he comes into this game, guys, we know it's going to be designed. And that's McMurtry. Talked about him early on. 6'5", 305-pound senior. Big boy up front. Really a key piece to this James Madison Dukes O-line. They need him in that game. If this is a knee or an ankle injury, I bet he got rolled up. That's usually what happens in between the line. Let's see what happens here. Here he is, right tackle. He's going to squeeze. Didn't look like much. Maybe someone fell on his ankle. I don't know. He kind of got bumped there by quarterback Matthew Sluka. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be all right. Looks like he just had an ankle roll. But as they bring in a new right tackle, keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on who positions McMultry because that's a big part of their run and pass game, especially protecting the quarterback. So we need to keep an eye on that as the game plays out. As we reach the 2-minute warning here, 3 minutes, 2 seconds to go in the second quarter. James Madison driving down the field, picks up a much needed first down on that 4th and 1. And they bring out Alonzo Barnett back at the quarterback position. Looks like they're going to be going 2 quarterbacks this whole game here. Back to pass and shotgun formation. And guys, you can't do that. You can't do that. We often talk about the quarterback position and how they have to step up in the pocket. You cannot run straight back. And that's exactly what Alonzo did there. Very lucky to get a catch there. Very lucky that wasn't tipped. Here we go. 2nd and 6, 2:30 remaining. James Madison driving. They're up 7-3. They need some points right before the half, and it looks like they're going to milk the clock down as much as they can to keep Louisville off the field. Don't know if the end around to 6 didn't do anything, and I think he was still in bounds, so that clock's going to keep running. And it is. Wow. No. Clock stops. 3rd and 6 coming up for the James Madison Dukes. That Louisville crowd, hit or miss tonight, guys. It's filled, but I think a lot of them were just expecting Louisville to roll in here and win. And here we stand with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. And it looks like it's going to be a timeout. Who took the timeout there? Let me see. Oh, no timeout. Excuse me. 2-minute warning. As we approach halftime here, guys, remember, we'll be taking a break during halftime, but don't go anywhere. After a short break, get your cold sodas, get your popcorn, get your snacks. If you're taking your burgers off the grill on this Friday night. Let us know about it in the chat. We want you to be a part of this. This is not just me talking to y'all. This is a live, interactive game night where I just provide the best in-game commentary and analysis that I can provide for you guys here at Break the Huddle After Dark. But I want to hear what you guys are doing. Are you grilling? Are you drinking a couple cold sodas? How is your work week? How are you planning on spending this college football week 2 weekend? Are you going to go out with the boys? Are you going to stay at home on the couch in your man cave? Are you going to grill some burgers, maybe some dogs? That fall weather's starting to hit. Maybe you go to Taco Mac, one of my favorite places. We are not sponsored by them yet, but that is in the works. And the more we get support from you guys and we get over that 1,000 subscriber hump on YouTube, the sooner we could be coming to you live from anywhere, really. So we really appreciate that support. But yeah, like I said, let me know in the chat. What are you guys up to? This isn't just a monologue. This is a very interactive live. And I want to hear from you guys. We're at a commercial break. We're up to 4 likes on YouTube. Let's hit that like button. Let's get it up. If you're in the chat, let us know down in the comments what you think about this game so far. James Madison has the lead early, 7-3 with 2 minutes to play in the second quarter. And as we head into halftime, like I said, we'll take a brief intermission, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And I want to see what is trending right now for the Louisville game. Really appreciate all y'all's support. Seriously, it means the world to us here at Break the Huddle. We wouldn't be anything without you guys. Louisville crowd starting to get into it. I like it. I like it. Matthew Sluka coming back out for the James Madison Dukes on this, I believe, 3rd and 6 question mark. 3rd and 6, Matthew Sluka. You got to think it's a design run in some sort. Let's see. Big mistakes for the James Madison Dukes here. Maybe. Yep. It's going to be a false start on the offense. You just can't have it. You can't have it. 52. Who's 52? Robel. Is he the new right tackle that took over for McMultry? Let me see. Oh! Huge sack for Louisville, and Barnett goes down. Louisville coming up with their first sack of the season. And that was a big one, guys. Bam! Just crushed. I talked about the linebacker core and the offensive front. And what did I say? What did I say? McMultry goes down, and what do? They attack the new right tackle, and it delivered. That's exactly what happened just now. And now James Madison forced to punt the ball. Oh, terrible punt. Terrible punt. Oh my gosh. Just atrocious. Ferreira, what was he doing? Sent it straight up into the sky and right back to the line of scrimmage. I mean, look at this. Oh, and he knew it right away. Watch this bounce back. Terrible punt recovery for James Madison. And then, guys, I told you, you cannot let Louisville get the ball back here with 1:42. That punter needs to be benched. I'm sorry, but that punter needs to be benched. That was atrocious. That was like, I'll have to look at the stat, but I think that was like a 10-yard punt, 20-yard punt. Maybe less. Miller Moss to Bell, second and short, and they get out of bounds to stop the clock. And guys, they still got 2 timeouts left. It could not. Guys, if Louisville drives down the field here and scores, it could not go worse for James Madison to end this first half after a great start. Oh, just out of range. Needed just a little bit more touch. But guys, Culp on Bell tonight has been the matchup to watch. It's been a great matchup so far. I really like what I see early on from this defense. And like I said, Thomas, number 13 at the strong safety position. I can't circle it, but keep an eye on him. He's reading whatever Miller Moss is doing. And did he catch it? Barely. There's Lacey. They finally get Lacey in the passing game as they're driving down the field. Really no need to rush here for Louisville. Probably want to take off as much time as you can. Of course, you want to be able to score with 1:20 to go, but you also don't want to score too quickly. So and it looks like it's going to be a false start penalty? Question mark? Wow. Can't have that. Yeah, false start on the offense. You can't have it. You can't have it. You're on a roll. You're driving down the field. The clock's winding down. You're picking up some momentum. And then the wide receiver gets happy feet. And now you're backed up behind the sticks, 1st and 15, in a position where you don't want to be. Thankfully, that's only 3 penalties for 19 yards thus far, as opposed to 5 penalties for James Madison for 42 yards. God, that's not good. But nonetheless, here we go. And I'm curious to see what they do with the game clock here. It looks like they either reset it or they're going to start it on the whistle. They'll probably start it on the whistle here. Yep, and that's exactly what they did. So we're just under a minute here. 1st and 15 for Louisville as James Madison tries to hold them off to keep the lead. Miller Moss on the run. And yeah, they pick up decent chunk there, but the clock's going to keep running. They're probably going to have to use one of their timeouts here, and they do. Smart move by Jeff Brom there. But Louisville's got to score a touchdown here. Let me reword that. They need to put up points, okay? They can get a field goal here and still be in the game, but I would really like to see Miller Moss lead that offense down the field and get a touchdown before heading into halftime. Making a few comments on Twitter, trying to keep up with everyone in the chat. Football and food tomorrow, Pete says. Pork roast, homemade potato salad, black beans, and a peach pie. That sounds pretty good, Pete. Rooster, shout out Rooster. Rooster's chiming in live on the road as he's boots on the ground in undisclosed location. He says, Nate, who should I take on the live money line? Honestly, if Louisville scores here, I'm taking Louisville. That's a trust, if you know what I mean. I'm taking Louisville. If it just depends on what happens here. They can't get anything up front against. Oh! Flipped upside down and loses the ball. And Isaac Brown is slow to get up. What a hit. Holy. His knee, his elbow is down, not a fumble, but the clock keeps running. 3rd and 8 for Louisville. Time ticking, 20 seconds on the clock. Miller Moss out to pass and throws it away. 4th and 8, guys. I don't understand why you don't call a timeout there and reset. Culp apologizing to Bell there for something, either that or talking stick, one of the two. But wow. And here we go. Louisville, 4th and 8. Will the kicker get action? Will he get action in the locker room? 38-yard field goal, not a chip shot, but not the biggest. And it's through. All right. So Louisville comes away with points. Ross, Rooster, I don't know. I don't know who to take the money line on live. I really don't. And I apologize for my hat being loose here, guys. Appreciate all the support, guys. 9 seconds to go in the second quarter. We're going to take a brief intermission here at halftime so I can get something to eat. And we're going to jump right back into it in the second half. So don't go anywhere. If you haven't already, subscribe down below. Hit that bell notification so you get notified when we go live or post our previews and predictions alongside Roosters Cocky Picks, the best college football betting out there, and our number one source for Break the Huddle. He'll be live every week, bringing to you the best college football. Oh, and here we go. Louisville kicks a field goal, and they're already swag surfing. Are you kidding me? Come on, guys. I understand it's Friday night, but you're down 7-6 against James Madison. You cannot be swag surfing this early. Squib kick to James Madison. Big boy gets it. I believe that's Dupree. Picks it up and takes a knee. And it looks like James Madison's probably going to take a knee heading into the second half. We're at 5 likes, guys, up on YouTube. 602 subs. Really appreciate the support. Let's get that sub count up, guys. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Help us get to 1,000. Let's get to 1,000, guys. We get to 1,000, more content coming your way. Leveraged content, maybe even a live show from your hometown, home team. We got a lot of great things coming up in the future here at Break the Huddle. We'll be live here from Break the Huddle Studios. Beautiful studio here. Every Friday night, Break the Huddle After Dark, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. James Madison takes a knee. And looks like Dupree's going to have a few words with 15 for Louisville. Didn't like Watts, or excuse me, number 9. Didn't like Watts coming up there and trying to. Things are getting a little chippy. Things are getting a little bit chippy. But you know what? That's what we want here on a Friday night. 7-6, headed into halftime. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. Help us get to 1,000 subs. Share it with your friends. Share it with your grandma. Share it with whoever. Any college football fan out there. Get the word out. Break the Huddle is here and here to stay. We'll be growing. Stay tuned. Go grab yourself some cold sodas, some snacks to get back on the couch. When we come back in the second half, we'll be giving you more in-game analysis, money line, live picks from Rooster on the road, and much more as we look ahead to James Madison and Louisville's schedule. We'll see you in 10. It's time to break the huddle. See you back at 10. Don't go anywhere. Well, guys, we're here back live for the second half. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties with the camera, so I apologize. It's a little blurry right now, but we're going to get this fixed as soon as possible. All right. We are back here live at Break the Huddle Studios for the second half of Break the Huddle After Dark, where the James Madison Dukes are ahead in this one, 7-6. Coming into the second half against the Louisville Cardinals. Let's just recap on what we saw early on in that first half of the game. And this was, in my opinion, all James Madison early on. At the end of the second quarter, Louisville drove down the field and got a field goal, but props to James Madison to holding them to three field goals, two field goals. Let's look at it as it stands right now. Right now, Louisville under Miller Moss at quarterback, 83 yards passing. They only got 15 yards rushing. They don't even have over 100 yards in either aspect of the game. James Madison, 33 yards passing, 32 yards rushing. So, again, very, very weak offenses on both sides of the ball. And yet, James Madison still has the lead, 7-6. But the biggest storyline of this game so far has been the early turnover from Miller Moss. I mean, he got sacked, strip fumble, recovered by James Madison, and yeah, it didn't lead to points, but you know what it did do? It kept Louisville off the field to gain points. So that's the biggest takeaway from the first half. And we're about to enter the second half here shortly. Going to be interesting to see what happens. But if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We made it up to 600 subscribers today. That's something to be real proud of. Really appreciate the support, guys, as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And like I said in the first half, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, our level of content goes through the roof. But in order to get there, we got to get more subscribers. And it's thanks to you guys watching that we're able to get there. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. If you're on Twitter, give us a follow. Give this post a like. Share it with your friends. Retweet it if you're on Twitter. We really appreciate all the support. You guys have been awesome thus far. And also, be sure to hit the chat. If you're watching, this isn't a monologue, guys. Interact. I know it's through a chat. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit weirder not having Rooster's Cocky Picks and Jake the Weatherman here to live and Break the Huddle Studio. But we're still rolling along, guys. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, like I said, and comment. Let me know. What are you up to? What are you eating while you're watching this game? What are your plans for this weekend as we head into week 2 of college football? Rooster should be live here again soon, giving his live money line bets. But as it stands, we're 3 minutes away from the second half. So with that being said, I'm probably going to take another 3-minute break because I thought it was going to be sooner. So I'm going to get a little bit more food, and we'll be ready to go in the second half. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Break the Huddle After Dark. I'm your host, Nathan Johnston, here to break down in-game analysis and commentary for this Friday night kickoff between the James Madison Dukes and the Louisville Cardinals. Usually I have sitting here in Break the Huddle studio, Rooster's Cocky Picks and Jake the Weatherman, but tonight I'm solo. It's just me. So we appreciate you joining. Let's get ready to kick off the second half of this game. Early on, James Madison has looked good, holding Louisville to just 2 field goals, 6 points. I'm very curious to see how they come out in this second game. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Be sure to share it with your friends. Like this live as it helps push it out into the YouTube algorithm. And if you're on Twitter, hit that retweet button. Share it with your friends as well on there. We want to know where you're watching, how you're watching, what kind of food you got going on, what kind of drinks you got. Let us know down the chat. This is interactive. This isn't a monologue, guys. This is me giving you in-game commentary, in-game analysis, and you providing me with the commentary. You can also give us a super chat. If you hit the $sign and you want to send us a super chat, we would really appreciate it, supporting the channel. James Madison gets the ball in the second half, and I think they're looking to put some points up pretty quickly in this one. I'm very excited to see how the James Madison Dukes play out in the second half. Right now, they've held Louisville to under 80 yards under 100 yards passing, and I believe 30-something yards rushing, if not less. 15 yards rushing, excuse me. But here comes the Dukes for the second half. Alonzo Barnett at quarterback, and let's take a look at this offense as we looked at it earlier. Shotgun formation for Alonzo, but as we look at this offense, Barnett leads the team at quarterback, and Scott, number 17, the slot wide receiver. That's the guy I want to look out for tonight. DeGennaro at the wide receiver, and Knight gets the ball at number 3 and gets absolutely stuffed by this Louisville defensive front, who we'll talk about here in a minute. Curious to see what kind of halftime adjustments Louisville made, because yes, they weren't giving up a lot, but it was not the most dynamic defense that we've seen from Louisville in the past. Just want to make a note, too. Right tackle McMultry went out in the first quarter, and I'm not sure if he's returned since then. It looks like he's back out there, but had an ankle injury. And they catch him off guard, and he's wide open. Caught by number 13, Ellis. I believe that's his first reception of the night. So here goes James Madison early on, catching Louisville off guard. They were confused. They didn't know what was going on. Oh, and he slipped. And I think that's a good segue. Let's look at this Louisville defense. Holloway slips at corner and gives Ellis a wide open catch. Couldn't have a better start for James Madison. Barnett back to throw, gets pressured. And Dupree can't come up with the grab. Tight end for James Madison. Covered heavily. But like I mentioned, McMurtry went out with an ankle injury, but he's back in there. It looks like he's got it taped up pretty heavily with a sock on. Very curious to see how that plays out, because Barnett took a huge hit in that second quarter with him out. Now he's back in there, so it looks like they got him wrapped up. Big addition for James Madison to have back in there at the right tackle position. But this Louisville defense is loaded when they play at their best. There goes Knight on the carry to the outside and picks up about 4. Going to be 3rd and 6 for the Dukes. Curious to see what the Dukes draw up here on this third down early on in the third quarter. If you're just joining us, I'm your host, Nathan Johnston, here at Break the Huddle After Dark every Friday night, covering college football for you. In-game commentary, in-game analysis, and post-game analysis, along with a little sprinkle preview of that Saturday slate for week 2 of college football. If you're in the chat, let me know what you think of this game. Let me know what you think of anything college football related. Let's talk about it. Barnett throws it deep. Ellis tries to come back for the throw, but it's going to be interference on Holloway. Big penalty for Louisville. It was a heavily underthrown ball. Ellis tries to come back to it, and Holloway just has to hold on and hopes that they don't see it. But a lucky break for James Madison here early in the third quarter as Louisville fans look on. I think Louisville fans are really disappointed in the way they've played thus far. I mean, coming into this game, guys, they're a 12.5-point favorite. 12.5. 2 scores. More than that. The line started out at 14.5, and here we go. Matthew Sluka, transfer quarterback from UNLV, thought he was a hot shot, thought he could get $1 million, and here he is, backup quarterback for James Madison. Takes the snap. He hasn't really thrown the ball. Oh, and he's just turning bad to worse. Throws it out, and it looks like it's going to be a holding call on James Madison. But, guys, I mentioned in the first half, as a quarterback, we saw this from Shedeur Sanders a lot last year. You cannot run straight back. You can't. And that's exactly what he does. He doesn't know how to have pocket presence. And it's not going to be a holding call. It's going to be an illegal formation on James Madison. Replay first down. But guys, Matthew Sluka, don't know what he's thinking there. So they keep him in the game. 1st and 15. You got to think it's going to be a designed run. Matthew Sluka does not pass the ball very often. And it shows. It shows why. And there he goes. Pitch to the outside to 5. And he looks like he tripped over his own feet. I don't even know how to pronounce that last name. I believe that's his first carry on the night. Alonzo Barnett looks on from the sideline. They've been trying this 2-quarterback system tonight for James Madison, and I would be willing to bet some good money it's a quarterback draw right here. And I was right. But because of a bad snap, it blows up the whole play. We talked about this last week with Colorado and Georgia Tech. When you have designed quarterback runs, you cannot have a missed snap. But the offensive line is so focused on getting up to the next level to make the block that he just throws the ball to the side in this terrible snap, and it blew up the whole play. It was a designed quarterback draw. You could see it coming the whole way. And because of the bad snap, they find themselves in a long 3rd and 8. Alonzo back in the game. He's more of the passing quarterback. Oh, my gosh! What a catch by DiGiorno. I'm just going to call him DiGiorno for now. Holy smokes. Look at this one-handed grab. This could be the catch of the year, guys. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe it. What a snag. DiGiorno with the play. It's really DiGiorno. I believe he's Italian. But holy smokes. Huge play for the James Madison Dukes as they've got the momentum going into Louisville territory now. On the Louisville 15, Barnett takes it, and he's going to read option, makes a man miss. And it's going to bring up a 2nd and, I believe, 5. 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5, around there. But some nifty moves from Barnett that we haven't seen so far tonight. And in steps Matthew Sluka. 2nd and 3rd, excuse me. He picked up a lot more than I thought. Wow. So here we go. Matthew Sluka back in the game, shotgun formation. And again, a quarterback draw. Guys, I don't understand. Oh, and he powers his way to the end zone, flexes. Matthew Sluka gets a rushing touchdown. But guys, I just want to say this. How in the world are you Louisville and you don't blitz 11 guys? He cannot throw. What are we doing? We've got a high safety, safety high, 2 safety high. There should be 11 men in that box because 100% of the time, Matthew Sluka is running the ball. And Rooster, if you're still in here watching, that's exactly why I didn't want to take Louisville money line. James Madison's got the edge in this one, guys. They are riding high, and Louisville can't answer. PAT is good. James Madison up 14-6, 12.5-point underdogs coming into this game. Guys, I'm curious if there's any Louisville fans in this chat. What are you thinking right now? This has got to be, I don't want to say embarrassing because James Madison's a good team, but definitely didn't expect this. Now, for me, hosting this live, this is great. This is great because no one expected this. I was really hoping that we didn't enter the second half and I was going to have one viewer because of the game. I thought for sure that Louisville was probably going to come out, start off a little slow, but then pick up the pace and kind of run away with it. And we have seen the exact opposite. I am shell-shocked, guys. No one anticipated this to happen. And Riddler's asking, where the heck is that cocky rooster? I don't know, Riddler. Rooster, are you in here? Someone's calling for you. Yeah, Rooster thought Louisville was going to run away with this one. And James Madison said, not so fast, in the words of Lee Corso, who we missed greatly. Even though he's still here on Earth, we miss him on the set of College Game Day for sure. Riddler just said Rooster's probably staring at his phone. Could be true. We don't know. Guys, I'm watching this Kansas City Chargers game. And Patrick Mahomes getting thrown around like a rag doll right now. Chargers are looking good this year. I know we're not calling the NFL, but yeah, that's interesting. Chargers got better this year, I think. Excuse me. If you're just joining in here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Help us get to 1,000 subs. We're ready to take this content to the next level. And as soon as we get 1,000 subs, we can do that. We just hit 600 today. We really appreciate all the support. Never thought in a million years I'd even get to this point. But here we are. I am just beyond stoked for where this channel is heading. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity every Friday night to be with you guys here live in Break the Huddle studio for Break the Huddle After Dark. Rooster, we're waiting to get those Friday night lines in of Rooster's cocky picks. Hopefully he'll join back soon. But in the meantime, we look at this game. James Madison drove right down the field and did exactly what they needed to do. And they put up another touchdown, 14-6. Louisville's got to wake up, guys. That sideline's hype. Of course, that's all the red shirt walk-ons and all that jumping up and down because the starters definitely aren't. They're looking at the playbook. They're getting ready to get out there for the next drive. But curious to see what you viewers think of this game early on. Very interesting. I mean, when Rooster and the weatherman and I first looked at this game last week, we thought, might not be looking too good. Could be a blowout. And here we go. Louisville takes the field down by 8 points. So they're going to have to score and go for 2 at some point. The defensive fronts look good for James Madison. Let's see what they do early on. They're going to go pitch outside. They're going to try to spread it across the field, and they pick up a gain of 8 with Isaac Brown. I think it's a good idea to get him started going. Where is the weather guy? I'm looking for his forecast / predictions. Well, he's out of town this week. I don't know if he's on a booze cruise or just off in paradise, but either way, we miss him greatly and his meteorology skills, excuse me. But nonetheless, Nathan Johnston here at Break the Huddle, reporting live. Louisville just tried to run the ball again. 3rd and 1 coming up for the Cardinals. And this defensive front has been holding its own all night thus far. Late substitution for the Dukes. They're still trying to figure out what defense they're in. They're confused, and they couldn't get them. Just made the first. Guys, if you're just tuning in on Twitter or YouTube, be sure to hit that follow button on Twitter, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, help us gain that following. We really appreciate all the support thus far, as Louisville is starting to drive down the field in hopes of catching up with James Madison Dukes down by 8. Beautiful throw by Miller Moss, and Bell is off to the races. Can he be caught? No, he can't. Touchdown, Cardinals. And just like that, the game has shifted. Chris Bell, 65 yards to the house. Wow. What a turn of events for the Louisville Cardinals. They are on the board, and it looks like, yep, they're going for 2. They're going to tie this sucker up. The play clock gets reset to 25. Miller Moss has been looking for that all night long, and now he delivered. Chris Bell, speedster. Talked about him early on in this game. Louisville lines up for 2. Can they tie it? Miller Moss steps up the pocket. He's got to take off running. Can he get it? Killed! But he got it. Holy. Slow to get up is Miller Moss as he took a huge shot going into the end zone. Sacrificed his body there. Wow. What a quick turnaround. Guys, we see this all the time. In a matter of seconds, that game can shift. And it just did. We got a tied ball game, buddy. Maybe Rooster was right. Wow-wee. What a start in the second half for both of these teams. James Madison goes down the field, scores. Louisville drives down the field very quickly, scores, and 2-point conversion to tie this thing up. I think we're in for a great second half here, guys. I think we really are. Things are starting to heat up. If you're just tuning in, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to check the chats over here. I apologize. I'm a one-man band tonight, but we're making it happen. I need to plug in my computer, so give me 1 second as I turn on the charger for my other computer. In the meantime, look at this Louisville offense that just scored. Chris Bell gets the 64-yard touchdown via Miller Moss slant route. I mean, it was just a perfect pass. We'll be right back in 2 seconds. All right, guys, we are back. Sorry about the delay, but we are back here live from Break the Huddle studio. I'm your host, Nathan Johnston, alongside, well, nobody tonight. And this has been a great game, guys. Was not expecting this tonight. I was expecting this to be, I don't want to say a blowout, but I definitely was not expecting it's not I was really not expecting James Madison to have the game that they've had so far. But let's take a look at this last play that Louisville scored on. Chris Bell just runs a beautiful slant route, and they're playing cover two. I mean, they were right there. They just a great throw. Nothing you can do about it. That throw is right on the money. And that's the Millard Moss that, oh, great. Here we go again. Swag surf from the Louisville fan base. I don't know why James Madison's still hyping up on the sidelines either, but nonetheless, happy for him. Guys, if you're watching live, hit us up in the chat. Let me know what your thoughts are of the game thus far. Like I said, Matthew Sluka, he's going to run the ball. 24 rushing yards, 1 touchdown. Barnett, 0 rushing yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 72 yards passing, 10 of 15. They really haven't thrown the ball much. 15 attempts on the night. Not a lot. Not a lot. James Madison definitely likes to run the ball. And they love this 2-quarterback system. I don't know why. But it seems to be working thus far. I didn't think it would. I really got to get this hat fixed. It keeps sliding. James Madison going to try to run it early, and they get some good yardage. Going to be a 2nd down and 4, a pickup of 6 for Knight. Second down and 4 for the James Madison Dukes as we are approaching 8 minutes in the third quarter. 14 all on the scoreboard. Been an electric game thus far. Oh! Missed snap, and Barnett has to fall on it. So that's going to bring up a big 3rd and long here for the James Madison Dukes. Costly mistake. And guys, like I mentioned, here he goes. I don't know what's going on. An official's timeout, but it looked like half of the refs were in a Louisville timeout. Jeff Brom heated on the sidelines, and now the James Madison head coach pissed. So we go to commercial. And as we sit here with 7:46 to go, big 3rd down, 3rd and 10 for the James Madison Dukes. The fans are on their feet. They're getting into this one. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate all your support. Here we go. 3rd and 10. Barnett in shotgun. Knight to his right. Pass gets deflected, and it's picked off. Oh, and he gets killed. Oh, Swayze comes in there and drills number 50, but 50 gets the pick anyways. Big turnover for Louisville, excuse me. James Madison turns it over, and now Louisville's got the momentum. Unbelievable turn of events. The question is, did he get underneath it? I don't know what Sweezy's doing. He just went in there and lit him up for no reason. He was already down. But it looks like we're going to get a quick officials review because I'm not sure if he was able to control the ball and get underneath it. Either way, it's either a turnover or a 3 and out for James Madison. So I'm curious to see how this one plays out here. Look at these bums in the ACC control room. Those are the people in charge. I could do that job. Actually, looks like a pretty fun job. Riddler just chimed in and said, quote, halftime, second half adjustments, and some increased intensity has fueled the fire and turned this into a great fight in the field. So it looks like it's going to be an incompletion, but it still brings up fourth down for Louisville. Excuse me, for James Madison. But Riddler, you're exactly right. Louisville has stepped it up here. And it seems like James Madison's a little shaky. I'm not really sure what's going on here. If you're just coming in, I'm your host, Nathan Johnston, here at Break the Huddle After Dark, in-game commentary and live analysis of Friday night college football. Louisville versus James Madison. And another terrible punt for James Madison. I mean, I don't know what's going on with this punter tonight. First, a 20-yard punt, now a 40-yard punt, which is not terrible, but nonetheless, here we are. But yeah, Riddler, it's been interesting to watch tonight. Got to give credit to both defenses, I guess. But, you know, Louisville's going to come out here swinging. Louisville is going to come out here swinging on this next drive. I bet they start to get more aggressive with Miller Moss. He's the type of guy, he can make the throws, but he's got to have that confidence. He's got to be confident in himself. I haven't seen that tonight until the last drive. Books, great job rolling solo tonight. Oh, bums. Excuse me. Thank you so much, Riddler. I appreciate your support. I'm a one-man band tonight. I usually have Rooster's Cocky Picks and Jake the Weatherman alongside here at Break the Huddle Studio for Break the Huddle After Dark. But tonight it's just me. And listen, here at Break the Huddle, we don't wait for opportunities. We create them. And tonight's a great opportunity to do some more in-game commentary and have you guys tune in live. So we really appreciate the support. Really appreciate it, Riddler, along with everyone else watching tonight. Tuning in to the Chargers game. Chargers up 10-3, if you're wondering. A little bit of NFL news. But let's take some time to talk about the college football slate tomorrow, shall we? Well, we've got a little bit of commercial break here. Obviously, the headline is Bryce Underwood versus John Mateer in Norman, Oklahoma. Tomorrow night, ABC, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff. But I also want to draw y'all's attention to these helmets behind me right up here. Iowa Hawkeyes go on the road to the Iowa State Cyclones in Ames, Iowa. Going to be an interesting matchup to look out for tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be watching it live from one of my favorite locations. Don't know where that'll be. Not going to disclose that yet. But we shall see. But that's a game to look out for. A couple other good games. Kansas goes on the road to Columbia, Missouri to take on the Missouri Tigers in the first border war since 2012. These two teams used to be heated rivals back in the day. Haven't played since Missouri entered the SEC. Now they're bringing the rivalry back. And we love that for college football. And we love that for you, the fans. And for me, the fan. It's going to be a great week of college football, guys. I understand, like, Look, maybe we're not getting the Texas Ohio State. Maybe we're not getting the other marquee matchups that we saw last week. But dang it, we're getting some college football. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. As we sit here, I want to give a special shout out to our sponsor, Modsera Watches. Go to modserawatches.com. Pick up your timepiece today. Use the code HUDDLE, all caps HUDDLE, for 10% off your purchase today. And we're back. Louisville gets the snap. They try to run it outside with Isaac Brown, and they pick up a gain of 3 as he's tripped up. I have not seen a lot of action from, and I'll put in the chat on YouTube and Twitter, modsera.com, code HUDDLE. Go get your timepiece today. They create beautiful watches. Beautiful watches. I've got several. Probably too many. Miller Moss throws it out of bounds as it just did not work out that play. Slow to get up again, but I think he's just mad at himself. But yeah, use code HUDDLE at modsera.com. Official sponsor of Break the Huddle After Dark. We really appreciate their partnership as they've helped us out a lot. I'll put it in the Twitter chat as well. Let me pull that up here. modsera.com, code HUDDLE for 10% off. Guys, go get your timepiece today. Delay a game by James Madison. Oh, and he is heated. I don't know if it's a delay a game because of a substitution or if it's a delay a game because of them shifting on the defensive line. You know, that's a new rule this year. You can't shift like you used to. You know how Georgia used to shift right before the snap. You can't do that anymore. Here we go. Trick play. Whoa! Did you see that closing speed by, and I'm drawing a blank on his last name, but let's pull him up right here. We got the defense right here. Let's pull him up. What a play by Barksdale. Holy crap. Closing speed. Barksdale has just been electric tonight from the start. So, guys, James Madison comes out and holds them to a 3-and-out. They almost jumped there on the punt. That was a little dangerous. Backing up. He's going to take it, and he's tackled at the. What a great tackle by 7. I don't know if he's on the Louisville defense. He is not. But what a great tackle by Johnson. Great play on special teams there. Going to be a flag on the play. Going to be a hold against James Madison. So that's going to be half the distance to the goal. So, yes, James Madison forces the 3-and-out. But Louisville comes up big in special teams, pushing James Madison back into their own 5-yard line. And we've seen them have a couple missed snaps in the last few series. So we could be seeing something special here. Do not put it past James Madison to make a costly mistake here, guys. Going to be pistol formation with Alonzo Barnett at quarterback, and they're just going to hand the ball off with 2 fullbacks And they're going to push ahead for a good gain of 5. That was a big play. Oh, no. 72 is shaking up on the play for James Madison. It's going to be Toner. Toner's got crushed there, and he looks like he's in a lot of pain. You got to hope he's okay. First, McMurtry goes down. Now Toner goes down. And they need that offensive line to stay healthy. I think he just got rolled up there. Looks like he's going to be all right, and he's just got to come out for a play because of injury. Maybe not. Nonetheless, here we go. 2nd and 6 for the Dukes, and they're going to run the ball again. And he might have slithered for the first down right there. And he did. Fuller picks up the first down there, guys. Huge, huge first down pickup to get out of their own end zone. Let's take a look at what Twitter's saying right now, shall we? Second down for James Madison coming up. Someone said on Twitter, quote, if you were watching James Madison instead of watching MLB, I got to know, how long have you been in, I can't say that word. Someone else said, Louisville slow start versus James Madison. There goes Matthew Sluka, and he gets the first. Guys, James Madison using this double quarterback system, and it's working. Unlike Rooster's take, he said, quote, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. Well, here we are tonight with James Madison, and listen, they're tied 14-all with an ACC opponent in the Louisville Cardinals. I am really surprised by this one, guys. Second and 8 coming up for the James Madison Dukes. And as we take a live look at Twitter, someone said, quote, James Madison versus Louisville, the real gym tonight. I agree. Guys, is it the most exciting matchup? Is it Texas, Ohio State? No. Is it exciting college football? Yes. We were tied here in the third quarter with 3 minutes to go, and it's 14-all. No one expected this. You can't tell me that. I can't tell you that. No one expected that. Matthew Sluka gets sacked from behind as he rolls out, and the clock keeps ticking. Under 3 minutes in the third quarter, but no one expected this tonight, guys. No one did. Everyone expected Louisville to roll in here as a 12.5-point favorite and smack James Madison. And James Madison has held their own. I got to give more credit to their defense than their offense because I really thought Miller Moss was going to put up some numbers here tonight, and he just hasn't. So here we go. Big 3rd and 9 for the James Madison Dukes. They are far from field goal position, and it looks like they're going to have to call a timeout unless he can get the snap off in 1 second, and he does. Oh, that looked like a face mask. Wow. Louisville got away with one there. 23 comes up with the stop. Bailey, right outside linebacker, comes up with the stop there. But, guys, I got to be honest. They got away with a face mask there. Watch this. Yeah, that should have been a face mask. Got away with one there. Got lucky. That would have been an automatic first down, and it would have picked up on the drive. So Louisville holds James Madison to a 3-and-out, and Louisville takes the fair catch at their own 20. No, excuse me, at their own 35. And that's where they'll start the drive. In other news, looks like we got a game break. Northern Illinois just took it to the house to make it 13-9 against Maryland. No one's really watching that game. I have a feeling Maryland's still. And Rooster has chimed back in. Nate, I said if you have two, then you don't have one, not none. What is a Duke? Well, that's a good question, Rooster. I think a Duke is it's a bulldog from the likes from the looks of the helmet. Riddler says, quote, interesting matchup tomorrow. Illinois versus Duke. Mensa is a solid young quarterback. I would agree with you, Riddler. I would agree with you. And we actually previewed that game, by the way. You can find the video to that on our channel page. So be sure to go check that out at Break the Huddle on YouTube. Appreciate the support, Riddler. But yeah, I mean, look, you got Altmaier versus Mensa. Two quarterbacks who have something to prove this year. Illinois riding high. They're the favorite. Ranked, I believe, 11th in the nation, which is very shocking. Brett, but I always forget how to pronounce his last name, but Brett Bamila, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Brett Bielema, thank you. Brett Bielema has done a solid job turning that Illinois program around. And Duke has a prime opportunity at home to ruin any chance that Illinois has of making the playoffs. Because if they lose to Duke, they're out of the playoff. They just are. They don't have the room to make it up. Their schedule does not get any easier. Those are my thoughts on the game. But it's going to be a great matchup. That's one of the other matchups of the day that, a lot of people are not really paying attention to that I think could surprise a lot. You could be looking at an upset radar there come Friday or Saturday afternoon. If you're just joining, thanks for coming in here. I'm Nathan Johnston here at Break the Huddle After Dark in Break the Huddle studio, coming to you live to give in-game commentary for the Louisville Cardinals versus the James Madison Dukes. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you haven't already. Really helps us out. We really appreciate the support as we make our road journey to 1,000 subs. And if you would like, you can send a super chat. You can click the money button in the chat and ask a question while also helping support us. It goes a long way. And we use 100% proceeds to go directly back into this beautiful podcast that we have here. So, guys, it's going to be interesting to see here. Had to pause there for a minute. My apologies. Why don't we take this time to look ahead? Let's, shall we? Let's go ahead and take a look at James Madison's schedule throughout the rest of the year. Obviously, they're playing at Louisville tonight. They get a bye week next week. Then they go on the road at Liberty. They get Georgia Southern at home. Then they go on the road to Georgia State. They get the Raging Cajun at home. Old Dominion, home. On the road at Texas State. On the road at Marshall. Going to be a tough one there at Marshall, in my opinion. Don't know how Appalachian State looks this year, but nonetheless. And then you got Washington State at home. Obviously, they lose John Mateer, so got to be interested to see how that one shapes out. And then they end the year on the road at, and I'm drawing a blank on that school name, Coastal Carolina. They end the year at Coastal Carolina. So not the biggest schedule by any means. I'd be curious to see what their strength of schedule is. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at their strength of schedule. Why don't we? So their strength of schedule is 58th in the nation overall right now. And their strength of schedule played is 86. So they really haven't played much. And it doesn't look like they're going to be playing a lot of difficult opponents. So if they can win this game, maybe they have a shot. Maybe they have a shot to be the group of 5 team that gets in the playoff. Man, that'd be cool. I'd love to see James Madison in the playoff, especially after their coach just up and left them for Indiana last year. And let's go look at Louisville's schedule on the year. Right now, their strength of schedule is 24th in the nation. So far, their strength of schedule played is 86th, tied with James Madison. Obviously, they play James Madison tonight. They get a bye week. Then they play Bowling Green at home. They go on the road at Pittsburgh. Going to be an interesting one there with Eli Holstein at quarterback. They get Virginia at home. They go on the road to play a very talented Miami team at Miami on November 17th. We'll be doing that game here live at Break the Huddle studio for Break the Huddle After Dark. So be sure to stay tuned for that one. That's October 17th. Then they go back home to play Boston College. They got to play Virginia Tech at Virginia Tech on the road. Hopefully that's not a night game for them because that's going to be an interesting one. They get Cal at home, Clemson home, at SMU, and they play Kentucky in the in-state rivalry to end the year. So interesting schedule shaping up for the Louisville Cardinals this year. I would say the biggest games I would circle for those for this schedule would probably be at Pitt, at Virginia Tech. I find it hard to believe with how they played tonight that they've got any chance against Miami. Of course, then again, it is a Friday night. We know how Friday night games are. That's why we report it here live from Break the Huddle. Clemson, I don't really think they have a shot. Don't really understand what SMU is yet this year. So that's another road test for the Louisville Cardinals. And look, teams do get better as the season progresses. That can happen. So we'll see. But that's the schedules that stand. Curious to get y'all's thoughts on this schedule for Louisville and this schedule for James Madison. So James Madison gets the ball. 1st and 10. Matthew Sluka coming out here. I wonder what this play is going to be. So James Madison backed up on their own 8-yard line. Got to get a clean snap here, guys. Oh, shocker. Quarterback draw by Matthew Sluka. So surprised. What did you think of Gunnar Stockton's performance this past weekend? Rooster asked in the comments. I got to be honest with you, Rooster. Didn't watch a single play. Could care less. Okay? They beat Marshall. Congratulations. I got to see what he's capable of doing on the road in Knoxville, Tennessee, in Neyland Stadium next weekend. You'll be reporting there live, Rooster. We'll be getting Friday night updates from you in downtown as you hit the streets of Knoxville to check out what's going on in the Tennessee fan base. But yeah, that's my take on Gunnar Stockton. Didn't watch a single play. What's my take on him overall? I think he's got a lot of potential. I've heard different comps. I've heard people compare him to Stetson Bennett, although I don't think he can throw the ball as accurate as Stetson Bennett, but he can definitely run the ball. He's definitely a dual threat guy, but he's got to show me more in the passing game. I got to see more of him in the passing game. And here goes Barnett, the third, back to pass. Barely gets out. Did he catch it? Kyle comes up with the catch. Second catch of the night, and he's injured. He's limping. He's hurt. But by goodness, what a catch. And it's coming back. You can't have it. You can't have it. I'll take off my hat for a second. My hair looks insane. But yeah, that was brutal, guys. That was brutal. If you're just tuning in, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000 subs. We really need your help. It's because of you guys that we can get there. So we really appreciate the support. We just reached 600 subs today. We're on the road to 1,000. We're going to get there soon, I believe. 6 likes. If you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. If you're on Twitter, I'm covering the chat there too. Let us know what you think about this game thus far. Oh, fumble. Oh, who came up with it? Is it going to be a safety or a touchdown? Oh my goodness. Just goes from bad to worse for James Madison. Santa Maria. And touchdown, Louisville. What a turn of events for James Madison. Wow. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Guys, I can't believe it. I have no idea what just happened. Holy smokes. And just like that, Louisville takes the lead. Wow. Oh, missed snap. And the kicker gets killed. Oh my goodness. So James Madison catches a break. And it looks like there's going to be a flag on the play. Not sure what it's going to be on. I can't believe it. Let's see what the flag's on. So a personal foul in Louisville. So that's going to be added to the kickoff on 51. Now, let me see if 51's on the O-line. I can't remember. And he is not, so I don't know who the penalty's on. But obviously a big mistake for Louisville. They missed the extra point, and they get a personal foul. Oh! Just totally unnecessary by 51. What was he thinking? So Louisville takes the lead via James Madison mistake. Louisville offense does not look good, guys. The only reason why they're in this game thus far is because of James Madison fumbling the ball. James Madison should still be up, or excuse me, still should be tied at 14 all. But yeah, what an interesting turn of events there, guys. Let's take a look at the box score as stands. We're going to go check Twitter as well. Appreciate everyone joining in tonight. If you're on Twitter, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate all the support thus far. So far, we're growing. We hit 600 subs today. We're on the road to 1,000. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. Let's take a look at the box score while we got a chance on commercial. Here we go. All right. As stands, Miller Moss, 13 to 21, 161 yards, 1 touchdown. Not bad. On the other side of the ball, Alonzo Barnett, 11 to 17, 74 yards and 1 touchdown, but a costly fumble in the end zone. Matthew Sluka, backup quarterback, 12 carries, 41 yards, 1 touchdown. Guys, I'm shocked by the Louisville has not been able to rush the ball at all. 11 yards on the ground. Neither of these teams have 12 yards for the Dukes, and 11 yards on the ground for the Cardinals. This is shocking. And then we look at the receiving. Think, guys, we're going to take a moment of silence for oh, my sincerest of apologies, guys. I've been looking at the wrong stats this whole time. That website is terrible at the box score. Okay. Here's an updated stat line per a different website because that other website didn't know what they were doing. Louisville has 30 yards rushing. They have 151 yards receiving. James Madison has 74 yards rushing, 74 yards receiving / passing, I guess. Same thing. So James Madison gets the ball back. Short kick. They're going to bring it up to. Nice return to the 40. So great field position for James Madison to start this drive with 13 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. This is shaping up to be a really good matchup, guys. Down the stretch, can James Madison hold their own? And I don't know why my mic keeps slipping, but we're just going to keep moving it up. There we go. But yeah, guys. Wow. 20-14, 13 minutes to go. Riddler just chimed in. James Madison's schedule gives them every opportunity to be something. But just like the last turnover, they will probably shoot themselves in their own foot. Shout out to Mr. Randall. You're doing a great job. Love your energy. Appreciate you chiming in, Mr. Randall. Yeah, it's a little different doing this show solo. I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to crash out after this live ends. May go get a Whataburger. I don't know. We shall see. I usually get food after the game because I just get really hungry from burning so many calories. So if you want to send a super chat, you can help me get a Whataburger tonight. I'd greatly appreciate it. Sluke on another draw play, and he's going to come up short. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Tensions are starting to brew here. But yeah, Riddler, just to go back to your point, I 100% agree. If James Madison can come out with a win in this game, they will have a chance to make the playoff in the group of 5. Especially with Boise State losing, right? I mean, it's really going to come down to which group of 5 team can get a big win against a Power 4 opponent. And James Madison has a great opportunity to do so right here. So here we go. Oh, so they did. Wow. Generous spot. Oh, a little hook and lateral. A little hook and lateral tonight there. Picks up a good gain. Look at this. Whoop. Nice play. So Matthew Sluka still in the game for the James Madison Dukes as we close in on 10 minutes on the fourth quarter. Hey, Riddler, if you're still there watching, what do you think about the Louisville schedule? I can pop it back up if you need me to. It doesn't get any easier for them. Here we go. Another screenplay for James Madison. They're going to pick up a good gain of about 3.5. Going to be 3rd and about 1. 3rd and inches coming up for the Dukes. But yeah, Riddler, what do you think about the Louisville schedule? Do you need me to pop it up again? Appreciate all the support so far, guys. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I'm your host, Nathan Johnston, here at Break the Huddle Studio for Break the Huddle After Dark every Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Matthew Sluka picks up the first down. Going to be good to have Jake the Weatherman back here in studio next Friday night as we have two marquee matchups in the Big 12. Colorado heads to Houston. Arizona takes on Kansas State. 4 teams fighting it out for the Big 12 conference this year. Curious to see how that pans out. Barnett back in the game, hands it off, and they get absolutely stuffed. It almost seems like what's crazy to me is they bring Barnett in and they try to run the ball. Why not just keep Sluka in there? Really surprised by that move there. But Petaway has not gotten anything done tonight. 25 yards, 4.2 average. If you're just tuning in, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Appreciate everyone. Oh my gosh. Barnett saw it coming, and he did not move out of the way of that freight train. 95 just comes in unblocked and lights him up. Wow. I don't know what happened here. And as we take a look at this Louisville defense, number 95. I don't actually see him here on the roster. Thought I had him here on the roster. My apologies. But wow, guys. So 3rd and 15. And it looks like, oh, don't do anything dumb. 6 slow to get up for Louisville as it brings up a 4th and 7. Looks like James Madison's going to be in field goal range now. But let's go back to this Louisville defense. I don't know if number 6 is on the roster here. Yeah, Clark, right outside linebacker. Stanquan Clark, junior out of Miami, Florida. 6'3", 235 pounds. Down for the Louisville Cardinals as we go to commercial. Really hope he's okay. Really hope he's okay. He looked like he was in a lot of pain there. But guys, let us know down in the comments what you think about this game so far. I mean, it's been neck and neck the whole way. James Madison looked like they were starting to drive there, and they got stumped as Barnett just got drilled on that 2nd down, and it brought up a long 3rd and 15. They ran the ball up the middle to get into field goal range, and Clark goes down for the Louisville Cardinals. But we're at commercial right now, and yeah, it's starting to reach the point where going to be interested to see who ends up winning this Friday night matchup. I certainly did not see it coming. When I came into tonight, I thought, okay, maybe James Madison makes a few plays. Sure. But I did not expect at all for James Madison to be in this game. And as we look at their offense has been the storyline. Well, really, excuse me, let's look at their defense. Their defense has been the storyline in this one. I've seen some explosive plays from Barksdale, the slot corner. I've seen plays from Weathersby, inside linebacker. I've seen plays from Hendrick, right at inside linebacker. And I've really seen some big plays from the big boy up front and left end, Bush, number 0. I've seen his name called a lot tonight. So it's been a great matchup tonight at Break the Huddle After Dark. Let's pull up that Louisville schedule again for Riddler. Like I said, the biggest games that stick out to me thus far are at Pitt, at Virginia Tech, and at SMU, because those are 3 games that you got to win. Outside of that, I think they favor probably in most. Although Cal, man, they've got an electric freshman quarterback now that we did not know about until last week against Oregon State. And let me tell you, if you go back and watch our preview prediction video and look in the comments, we got lit up like a Christmas tree. Boy, oh boy, did we get roped. So that's going to be an interesting one. They get them at home. So Cal's got to travel all the way to Louisville. Let's see what happens to Clark here. Oh! Got bent like a pretzel. And that does not look good for Clark. That does not look good for Clark. So right inside linebacker, number 6, Clark, out for the game. Pretty sure he just tore his ACL. He got bent like a pretzel, and it was not good. They're going for it on 4th and 7. They got a guy. And just a terrible throw. What was he throwing to? DiGiorno was wide open. And Barnett just freaking blew it. Get him out of there. Look at that. Evans got burned on the route. And Barnett just threw the worst throw ever. I mean, he had a better shot at getting the cheerleader to catch the ball. Look at that. He was closer to the cheerleader than he was his receiver. Louisville's got to be thanking their lucky stars, because I'm telling you right now, here in the 4th quarter, James Madison offense has made some vital mistakes that's kept Louisville in the lead here. And now Louisville, all they need to do is run down the clock. And they're throwing it. Don't know why. Bush! Bush comes up with a huge sack there. Gosh, he's so big. But guys, this James Madison defense has 3 sacks. 3 sacks. That's crazy. I understand Louisville's got 5, but again, that's expected. The passing game has been decent, 150-something yards through the air, but I've been really unimpressed with Miller Moss until now. And he dropped it. Chris Bell drops it. It looks like he's limping now. So a huge drop for Chris Bell there as he hits his knee on the turf. That's got to hurt. But a little handsy from Barksdale, but I like it. I like the aggressive defense. So 3rd and 11 here for the Louisville Cardinals. And if they get the ball back, James Madison's got a good chance to drive down the field with 6 minutes to go. Oh! Almost intercepted. I don't know what Miller Moss was throwing to there. I think he was trying to go back shoulder. It looks like they were looking for an interference call, but they're not going to get it. So 4th down coming up for the Cardinals, and it looks like they're in punt formation. They get it off. Clean field by James Madison. And the guy's shirt gets ripped off. Buddy, we saw that last week against Georgia Tech. Jake the Weatherman. Well, really, shout out Rooster. Rooster called it out. Rooster saw the guy with the triple X jersey run onto the field for Georgia Tech and get slammed down. This guy's wearing a T-shirt underneath his jersey and just gets shredded. You just can't do it. Doesn't help, guys. Doesn't help. So here we go. 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And James Madison has a prime opportunity here late in the fourth quarter to make something happen. I'm your host, Nathan Johnston, here at Break the Huddle After Dark, giving in-game commentary and analysis, post-game analysis coming up. It'll be brief, but it's coming up after this game. Taking a live look at the Chargers-Chiefs game. Chargers still holding their own 13-6, a very low-scoring game to start the season for the NFL. Saw a pretty good game last night. Eagles versus Cowboys, but we're not here for NFL. We're here for college football. So we shall continue after this commercial break on the TV. But guys, I mean, you can't ask for better college football on a Friday night, right? You just can't. Kansas City scores. Take the lead. Can't ask for better college football on a Friday night. I love Friday night football, and I love it when it's college football. You know, this is an idea that I had in the off season. I really didn't know how it was going to come together. I'm just so proud of everyone that supported me. I'm so appreciative of everyone that supported me. I'm proud of me. I'm proud of, let me rephrase that. I'm proud of my co-host and myself for following through with what we said we wanted to do and what we're going to do. So, did he miss that extra point? He missed it. Wow. Kansas City just missed the extra point, 13-12. If you're just tuning in, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Help us to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're going to try to get there as soon as possible so that way we can provide more content for you guys. We really appreciate all the support thus far. Really appreciate everyone tuning in. It looks like Matthew Sluka has entered the game for the James Madison Dukes. Probably going to be a run here. Oh, missed snap. And he gets tackled. Oh, my gosh. That play just went from bad to worse. It looked like Matthew Sluka was going up to the line to make an adjustment, and the guy just flat out snaps the ball. Again, I talked about this earlier, guys. A two-quarterback system will eventually expose. The center's used to a cadence, and when a new quarterback comes in, that's exactly what happens. Here we go. Another quarterback draw for Matthew Sluka. That's great. You pick up 5, but you're still with 3rd and 8. And now you got to bring in Barnett, who's obviously going to throw the ball. So you got a new cadence coming in. You got a 3rd and long. And chances are, if you don't pick up this 3rd down, you have to go for it. You have to go for it in this situation. There is no what ifs. So here we go. 3rd and 7 for the Dukes. Down by 6 with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Matthew Sluka with another draw play. But it just doesn't work. Surely they're going for it because you're not going to run that play unless you're going for it. You're just not. Guys, this is terrible. What are they doing? And they are going to punt it. What a waste of a possession. What a waste of a possession. That drive was abysmal. That's the best word I can think of. It was abysmal. And they barely get the punt off. A good punt, finally. Oh, almost touches the Louisville guy. So they're going to get it at the 20 with 4:25 remaining. I mean, guys, Louisville could easily run out the clock here. I don't understand the time management. Well, let me rephrase that. I have no clue what James Madison was trying to accomplish there. Matthew Sluka is a runner. He is not going to throw the ball. So here goes Louisville, pistol formation. Miller Moss back on the field. And the obvious, they're going to run it. Pick up a gain of 4. They're going to bring up a 2nd and 6, I believe. And there's really 2nd and 7. There's really no rush here. There's really no rush here for the Louisville Cardinals as we wind down here in the 4th quarter, up by 6. Louisville's got the momentum and they got the ball. All they've got to do is run out the clock. They're just going to milk this clock down as much as they can. And if they pick up a first here, James Madison's going to have to start calling some timeouts. And they do it more. Off to the races. Isaac Brown. Can he do it? There he goes to the 10. Touchdown, Louisville. The biggest play of the night outside of that slant route. Isaac Brown takes it to the house, 78 yards. And in a lot of cases, guys, I would say go down and run out the clock. But with how James Madison has been playing offensively, that's just, oh gosh. That is brutal. That could have cost, that could be the game right there, guys. And it looks like they're going to go for 2. But the play clock's running down. They're going to have to use a timeout here if you're Louisville. Nope, they reset the play clock. So Louisville go for 2 here, trying to make it a 2-score game. Trying to make it a 14-point game. But what a turn of events here, guys. James Madison coming out of half, up 14-6. And Louisville has just scored 20 unanswered points. Also, I don't like the fact how like Louisville is almost copying Arizona Cardinals, but that's neither here nor there. What a run by Isaac Brown. He might have just sealed the game. And look, he's getting fans involved. Those kids aren't even old enough to go to college. But hey, they're fans nonetheless. So Louisville, with 3:31 to go in the game, is up 26-14 with the 2-point conversion on the way. Here we go. Miller Moss and shotgun. Isaac Brown out to the right. He's got him open. What a catch! And a flag on the play, but for the time being, what a catch for the 2-point conversion. Holy smokes. And he's not even on the starting roster. The point after is good. Personal foul, face mask on the defense. And that penalty is going to be enforced on the kickoff, guys. So this has just gone from bad to worse to ugly. You could not have a worser finish if you're the James Madison Dukes here. This has been embarrassing and just outlandish. I mean, when it rains, it pours, guys. So Culp gets the face mask call. That's a 15-yard penalty on the kickoff. And if I was James Madison, I wouldn't return it anyways. But look at the crowd now. You don't think Louisville is going to be partying tonight? I swear, if they storm the field, though, that's going to be so stupid. But they are swag surfing tonight in Louisville, and I am here for it. Look at those kids. Are those early pledges? I don't even think they're old enough to attend at the university. So here we go. 3:31 to go in the fourth quarter. James Madison needs to score quickly. I don't think anyone thinks outside of what I just said. Probably thinking, no crap, Nathan. But the reality is they've got to score. I mean, we're talking 3-4 play drive max. They don't have time to spare. And they really can't call any timeouts because then they got to go out and face this Louisville offense who has found a spark in the last 5 minutes of this game. I'm also trying to understand why there's so many underage fans in the crowd. I mean, I understand kids go to games, but do they not have any college people to show? So there we go. Good catch by Ellis. Clock's going to keep ticking. They should have had Alonzo Barnett out here the last drive, too. That was a costly mistake by that JMU staff. I really don't understand why they did that. But Barnett overthrows it. And it looks like we have a flag on the play, holding on the offense. And that's just, costly. As we wind down here, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate everyone supporting me tonight. 6 likes on YouTube. First half was electric. Second half was electric in its own right for different reasons. But Louisville has stepped up to the plate here in the second half. But what's really cost James Madison 12 penalties for 103 yards. Good gosh. Kill. Petaway just gets destroyed. First down catch by Sanchez. But they've really got to get rolling here. We're under 2:30 to go in the game. And they're just moseying up to the line of scrimmage. They haven't even snapped the ball yet. And 10 seconds have gone off. What are they doing? And now the officials have come in. I don't know. Oh, play is under review. Here we go. It's the ACC operation game. They're looking at the same photos that we are. I can review that in slow motion. I don't get that. I don't get this ACC control room. Appreciate everyone tuning in tonight, though, as we are coming up to 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter of this game. I'm Nathan Johnston, your host here at Break the Huddle After Dark. And it's been a dandy tonight. It's been a great game. Great chat with you guys. We've heard about meals that you're cooking this weekend. We've had in-game analysis. We've had questions about games this weekend. We've had a good turnout. Riddler, really appreciate your support. Shout out Riddler, a new subscriber here at Break the Huddle, has really contributed to the live tonight. Texas Pete has chimed in. Roosters Cocky Picks has come in for a few times to discuss things. We've had some really, really good support tonight, so we really appreciate it, guys. As a reminder, we will be live again next Friday night here at Break the Huddle Studio for Break the Huddle After Dark. What was I trying to say there? I'll be joined, there you go. I'll be joined by my co-host, Jake the Weatherman, next Friday night as we have two marquee Big 12 matchups. Barnett throws it and just throws it to the Louisville sideline. But we'll be back here live next Friday night as the Arizona Wildcats take on the Kansas State Wildcats. A Wildcat affair, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be live for the Colorado-Houston game. 4 teams looking to make a move in the Big 12 this year. The clock continues to run. That's going to take us down to the 2-minute warning here in the fourth quarter as the Louisville Cardinals have answered with how many unanswered points? 22 unanswered points here in the fourth quarter, I believe. I have to check the box score, but they have just lit up the scoreboard. 14, excuse me. But in the second half, they've had 22 unanswered points, 14 of those coming in the fourth quarter. They have really stepped it up. So as we close in tonight on this game ending, let's look at the box score as stands. Currently speaking, waiting for it to load. Here we go. James Madison has had 104 yards passing and 94 yards rushing. Hard to win a game when you have the stats of that liking. On the other side of the ball, Louisville, Miller Moss has stepped it up. 13 of 23, 151 yards, 1 touchdown through the air. And they've had 110 yards rushing. Not the greatest, but they also did pick up that long touchdown by Isaac Brown in the fourth quarter, 78 yards, which put them up by 14. Chris Bell also had a key touchdown in the receiving game, 64-yard slant to the house. And, yeah, that's been the story of the night, other than James Madison just beating themselves in penalties. They've had 12 penalties for over 100 yards. And when you combine that with less than 100 yards passing or just over 100 yards passing and under 100 yards rushing, chances are that's how the game's going to go. Hate to break it to you. If you're with us live, like I said, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification so you can stay notified whenever we go live every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll also be providing game day previews and predictions throughout this week. We've got some marquee matchups tomorrow. Helmets are behind me. Michigan versus Oklahoma at Oklahoma. Bryce Underwood's first road test as a quarterback in college. Tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then on the other side behind me, we got Iowa versus Iowa State in Ames, Iowa, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. But we really appreciate all y'all's support tonight. A couple of key takeaways from this game, though, as we wrap it up here. Number one, the 2-quarterback system just doesn't work. We saw a bunch of Matthew Sluka tonight, a lot of missed snaps that were fumbled. I don't know if that was due to cadence or if it was because of whatever the case is. I don't know if it's because Matthew Sluka comes in the game to run the ball and the line's getting ready to go to that next level and make a block, and so they're getting the snap off quicker to get in their stance quicker. But yeah, everything's just been out of sync for the Dukes in the second half. I mean, Louisville's had their way. 6 sacks, 1 touchdown from a fumble, and 10 third down stops. And they're going to have an opportunity to get their 11th here with 2 minutes to go in the game. Matthew Sluka in the game. Quarterback draw picks up the first, but they really got to get rolling. They got to go. They got to go. They got to go. Minute 52 and counting. And don't know what happened here. Looks like a miscommunication from the officiating crew. Minute 55 left on the clock. Looks like the whistle is going to start. The clock's going to start on the whistle, excuse me. So James Madison needs to hurry up and get lined up. They're just dilly-dallying. The clock's running, guys. The clock's running right now. Minute 47 and counting. I don't know what they're thinking. Matthew Sluka makes one read, takes off running, and he's going to pick up the first, so the clock's going to stop while they set the chains. Minute 38 on the clock remaining. They still got all 3 timeouts, but you got to think they'd like to score quickly and save those timeouts if possible. They got to score 2 touchdowns. Matthew Sluka is going deep. He's going to throw a go route into traffic, and it's picked off. That's going to be the end of the game. Louisville's going to take 2 knees. I know James Madison still has 3 timeouts, but that's I think that pretty much sums up. I think that pretty much sums up tonight for the James Madison Dukes. Came out strong in the first half. Got to give them credit. That defense held their own. But against a opponent like Louisville, who's got more depth than you, they can only hold on for so long before it slips away. And that's exactly what we saw here tonight. James Madison defense, got to give them credit. I know the scoreboard says 28, but look, a lot of those scores came off of turnovers. You can't expect the defense to hold up forever. The offense has to score points. And the James Madison offense has just looked atrocious tonight. Louisville's going to hand it off. They're going to get stopped, and it looks like they're going to call a timeout with 1:19 remaining. And this is one of those things where it's like, I don't know why Matthew Sluka's putting his helmet cap back on. He really needs to take that stupid thing off. But to call a timeout with 1:19 to go, I understand you're 2nd and 12, but even if you do get the ball back, the chances of them coming back in this game, I've got a better chance of winning the lottery. So if they do come back and win this game, I will be buying a lottery ticket tomorrow morning. But it's not looking good for the James Madison Dukes. You know what? They put up a good fight. They've got a favorable schedule moving forward. You got to like their chances to compete in the Sun Belt Conference. You got to feel pretty good. But, man, they would have liked to have a few of those snaps back tonight. I also wonder what they're going to do moving forward if they stick with the 2 quarterbacks, because look at this. Matthew Luka, 3 attempts, 1 pick. Barnett, 23 attempts, 102 yards passing, negative 23 yards rushing. I mean, it's just been abysmal for this offense. And as a head coach, like, you don't have a clear leader. I don't understand this 2 quarterback system. And I'm pretty sure the running back here for Louisville might have just snapped his ankle in half. He got bent like a pretzel. It's going to be an entry timeout for Louisville. But yeah, it looks like, as they're showing this, they had prime opportunities to score here. Look at this. Could have had a pick 6 right there. Could have had a touchdown on the trick play in the first quarter. Fumbles it in the end zone. Can't blame the defense for that one. This has just been an offensive nightmare for James Madison tonight. They have just not looked good at all. Alonzo Barnett, Matthew Sluka, you got to figure it out if you're James Madison. You got to go back to the drawing board this weekend and ask yourself as a coaching staff, who's your guy moving forward? To me, it's Barnett. I understand he threw a couple of balls in there, but like, you just can't do it. I'm sorry, but the two quarterback system doesn't work in college. It just doesn't. And we saw that tonight. It got exposed very quickly. So here we go, 3rd and 8 with 1:15 to go. You got to think Louisville's going to make them spend their last time out. And they are. They're running the ball. And they get stopped. So with 1:10 to go, James Madison's getting the ball back. And I will tell you guys this right now. If James Madison comes back and wins this game somehow, some way, I was trying to see what the coach was saying to one of his defensive linemen. But like I was saying, if he comes back some way, somehow, some way, then I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket tomorrow. Appreciate everyone joining tonight here at Break the Huddle After Dark every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Louisville gets the punt off. We'll be back next Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for 2 marquee matchups. Favorable field position for James Madison, though, with 1 minute to go. I know they're out of timeouts, so they're going to have to score and get the onside kick. But I like their chances here. I like their chances to even to score at least and cover the spread. Spread's 12.5. So if they score here, then they cover the spread, which is great. So here we go. 1 minute remaining. James Madison gets the ball. Let's see who's at quarterback. It's going to be Barnett. Barnett should have been in there this whole time, in my opinion. Almost throw an interception again. I don't know what he was looking at there. But if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you can stay up to date when we post our latest content and when we go live every Friday night. I know the live has kind of slowed down now, and I apologize for that, but it's been a 3.5-hour stream. Game started off great. I wish could have been closer towards the stretch, end of the stretch, but sometimes games just don't go that way. But we'll have 2 games next Friday night for you guys, and Barnett just can't throw the ball. I mean, he has no arm strength. Third and 10, 51 seconds to go. Matthew Sluka can't even throw the ball, but dang, can he run? Here they go. Hurry up offense. They're going to set the chains. 43 seconds to go. Got to get up to the line and snap it right away. Got to go. Looks like they're going to heave it deep. Matthew Sluka. Wide open guy. Can he get in the end zone? Oh! Comes up short at the 1. 31 seconds to go. Clock's going to stop as they reset the chains. Can they cover the spread? I know they might not win this game, but to cover the spread would be huge for this James Madison team. Sweezy down on the ground, 52. I wonder if so there's another guy down for Louisville. So who went down first? That's what I want to know. Because if Sweezy went down for James Madison first, then that's going to be a 10-second runoff. Because they don't have any timeouts. But if it's on Louisville, Both guys went down. Lubin's down. Defensive end, as we bring up the Louisville defense here for a second. Lubin, number 50, right outside linebacker. He's gone off the field. Sweezy goes down for JMU, the left guard. And you got to think that's the guy to run it behind. And he's hobbling off the field. He's been banged up tonight. They've all been banged up tonight. This has been brutal. A tough physical football game. But listen, we always say football is not a contact sport. It's a collision sport. And that's exactly what we've seen here tonight. Carter Sweezy, 6'2", 328 pounds. Big boy. Good gosh. But he was hurting. Look at him. He's trying so hard to get up there. 50 went down first. So Lubin goes down first. And here we go. First and goal, 31 seconds to go. Can they punch it in? Matthew Sluka at quarterback, Knight to his right. Get a audible here. Clock is running. I don't know what Matthew Sluka is doing. What is he doing? Good God almighty. I mean, I feel like a head coach right now. Wake up. I don't know why Jeff Brom's getting ticked off. He's chewing out the defensive coordinator right now. But what a turn of events here. 25 seconds to go. Louisville had to burn their last time out. You really don't want to have to do that. I don't know if Jeff Brom has money on the game or what, but I understand you don't want to give up a touchdown, but you're up by 14. Matthew Sluka has just looked so bad in this game. You can put the stats aside. His game management skills are some of the worst I've ever seen. And I know now UNLV caught a break. Why are you passing it? $22, second and goal. This has gone from bad to worse. So here we go. Matthew Sluka in the game. Second and goal, 22 seconds. Quarterback draw. Can he get in? No, he's going to be short, and the clock's going to keep running. 13, 12, 10, 11, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. Well, if you took the spread, congratulations. That was some of the worst clock management I have ever seen in my entire life. Matthew Sluka should never play a single snap of football for James Madison again. That was horrendous. Horrendous. And the fact that he's crying about it. Get your head up. Get into the film room and correct yourself. That was abysmal. That was absolutely embarrassing for James Madison. Absolutely embarrassing. I'll be the first to sit here and tell you that. Louisville should not have won that game. You can thank the two quarterbacks that James Madison played tonight. They single-handedly lost them this game. Just absolutely terrible. Terrible. And give credit to Louisville for capitalizing on the mistakes. Isaac Brown gets a big touchdown run. Chris Bell gets a huge touchdown, receiving touchdown. Give them credit where credit's due. I'll give them credit, but by goodness, I mean, the James Madison offense was an absolute train wreck in the second half. It was like watching two completely different teams. I watched the varsity team come out in the first half, and I watched the JV team come out in the second half. That was horrendous. Louisville needs to be thanking their lucky stars they weren't playing another team with higher level of competition, because they would have gotten ran out of this house tonight. They would have gotten run out of the building tonight. They've got a lot to improve upon. And I'm not even a fan of either of these teams, but just watching it with my own two eyes, absolutely embarrassing from the James Madison side of the ball. So here's my 3 takeaways from the game. Louisville is not a threat in the ACC. They're just not. Number 2, James Madison has to figure out the quarterback situation. You can't have 2 quarterbacks. And shout out Randall for tuning in tonight. Appreciate the support, Randall. We've had a good live tonight. Just giving my 3 takeaways from tonight's game between the Louisville Cardinals and the James Madison Dukes. But here's my 3 takeaways again. Number 1, the ACC is still wide open. Yes, Louisville remains alive, but to me, they are not a legitimate threat. Number 2, James Madison has got to figure out their quarterback situation if they're going to have a chance in the Sun Belt Conference. They've got 2 talented guys back there, but the quarterback play tonight was abysmal. It single-handedly lost them this game. That James Madison defense is legit, especially against competition in the Sun Belt Conference. To me, James Madison is a group of 5 team to look out for if they can get the right quarterback on the field and get him out there the whole game. This whole back and forth quarterback play is not going to pan out. And my third key takeaway from the game tonight, and this goes for all of college football. Man, do I love Friday night college football. Yes, Louisville ran away with it towards the end of this game. They scored 22 unanswered points in the second half. But football is here. And I appreciate all the support. I really appreciate everyone tuning in. We'll be back here live 7 p.m. Eastern time next Friday night for 2 marquee matchups in the Big 12 starting at 7 p.m. where the Colorado Buffs will go on the road to play the Houston Cougars. And then at 9 p.m., we've got the Arizona Wildcats taking on the Kansas State Wildcats. Be sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. Hit that like button, share it with your friends, and turn that bell notification on so you can stay up to date when we post our latest content throughout the week. And you can be notified when we go live here on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see you next week. It's time to break the huddle.